I saw Bella's reaction to the video as well.
Yeah, I've not seen the video yet. But
he didn't like it either.
Welcome back to the Walky Talky podcast. Por favor, mi amor.
White person. Anyways.
Please, your love. What? Huh?
Que el amor es muy bonito, pero siempre hay algo que lo interrumpe.
¿Quién es tu amor? Camcam?
Yo puedo sola. That's what he means.
Bro, hearing all this stuff with no accent is really weird.
So Camcam, before I show it, do I have your permission to see which one of us is the problem?
Sure.
Okay.
What?
So earlier today, Camcam sent me Spanish, and apparently I'm the problem now. So I'm gonna share my screen.
I never said you were the problem.
And
it's just semantics at this point.
And we're gonna go through it to start off stream. Surprise, surprise!
Oh,
I've been planning this ever since you sent it.
Oh, for far, like what, Oodie?
Okay, where was this? Okay, probably like down here-ish. Okay.
Oh, show the
okay,
picture of blue.
okay.
Show the picture of blue. Look how cute my baby is.
Wow, look, Camcam muzzled her puppy dog. But all right, we can move on.
What?
He's cuddling his blankie. This is blankie.
Is that
a shirt blocking his airwave? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
She
He's a
tied
pit
it
bull.
around his nose.
Okay, I thought so.
Unbelievable.
You have. That's one.
He's very fat. It's not my fault.
Okay.
Okay. Everybody, nobody can get on a feeding schedule. Ugh, it's so annoying. And everybody wants to give him scraps. And he will like cry and people will be like, "Oh, what do you want?" And he will purposely lead them to the kitchen. And people are like, "You're so cute." And then they'll give him like scraps. And I'm like, ugh.
He's hungry.
Yeah, he's like, "Girl, I want table scraps. I ain't eating this dry kibble. Excuse me." So yeah, everybody in my house is just like overfeeding him.
It's kind of crazy because I actually had a dog named Blue, and he was also a pit bull.
That's so funny. He's
You know, I know this one guy named Steve, as well as Joe. I forget the late, but anyways, they have a dog named Blue as well, and they go into like a lot of different games, which is really cool that they bond together in that way. They sing a lot of songs as well. It's really interesting and fascinating to just watch that whole story revolve. It's definitely I really liked what they were doing when they made the TV show.
I was like, "What are you getting at?"
For a minute, it took me a while to figure out what. Until I saw the blue dog, I immediately figured out what he was talking about.
I was like,
at first, I was like, I have no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah,
I think it's from like some like when those dog shows where it's like they compete in like sports, basically like dog track and field, and they're doing like the jumps and stuff. That's what I thought you were going at for.
I thought you were talking about a YouTube channel.
I was running out of words to say that weren't gonna make it blatantly obvious. So there you go. Okay. So Camcam, of course, surrounded her precious puppy dog with owls, the natural predator, two felines. Wait, what? Canines.
Oh my god! You know that comforter came straight out of the dryer, so it was nice and warm. I had just vacuumed that pillow that he's resting on.
What's the word? She's conditioning the dog to get used to warm temperatures for when she burns it alive.
You know, Camcam, dogs aren't able to sweat, so you could have overheated Blue to death.
No, it's cold here in Texas, so like he was all nice and cozy, you know. I mean, look at him; he's just so peaceful. He's having a great old time. And then he had his blankie, so like he was just so happy.
I mean, the blankie is not covering him. It's more like he's pushing the blankie away. He's like,
no, it was under him.
He's pushing it away at 9.8
trust me, he would have kicked it off the bed if he didn't want it. He would have been like, no, I hate it. And even he has a pillow.
You have that dog pillow, like, encasing its arms around its head, like it's trying to strangle him. It's like covering his eye, like he can't see out of his right eye because of that pillow. You went out of your way to put over his eyes so he couldn't see when you do your devious things to him.
He chose to lay in that position and to nuzzle the pillow, so that's his choice.
You have no proof of that. We only have the end result.
Allowing him to sleep during the day, making him soft, weakening him for when you strike.
During the day, when you're
he is a domesticated dog, like he's not going and like hunting. Okay, he's not a hunting dog. He is a domesticated dog.
You're hunting him. It seems like.
Oh my god, yes, I am hunting him. Like he's just chilling in bed. That is totally indications of hunting. Yes.
You know, Kamui, that feeding scrap story is starting to make a lot more sense. You know, Thanksgiving's coming up. What are you trying to insinuate here, Camcam?
I do not eat dog meat. That's kind of gross, bro. Sorry.
Some cultures
are you trying to like be racist?
All right, hey, let's see what Camcam said. Ironic how we're moving on to Spanish. to my ignorance of Spanish. Okay. So Camcam, be ready for the podcast. 30 minutes. Por favor, mi amor. Yeah, you good. Only at ones I know how to spell. So I say, you don't need to know how to spell them. You just need to make it to where I understand what you mean. Hence the function of language, XD. You say... Come on, Gary. It's Spanish. Oh, let me try to write a sentence in Spanish. And then that's what I just read out. I'm not going to read it again. So in response to that, I'm like, Cam, I am aware. Because I wasn't, this isn't questioning. I knew it was Spanish. What are you trying to get? I don't understand. Okay, this is insane. Because I know what Spanish looks like. And I don't remember what you say in these voice messages. Are these voice messages okay? I'm pretty sure they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just make it to where I understand it when you don't know Spanish. So how can I make it to where you understand it? If, like, I don't even spell the Spanish right.
Okay. So you're like, oh, what do I mean? As if I have the perfect understanding of exactly what you mean, just because I know it looks like Spanish. I know you're Spanish. Okay, so whatever. So as long as it's spelled good enough that I can tell it's Spanish, then guess what? I can tell it's Spanish, which is the point I was getting at. So, I don't even know exactly.
We're live, Oodie.
Yeah, I know. I took Spanish 1 in high school like a decade ago, then brushed up on it like a year ago in college for literally like less than a week, LOL. But I recognize the words, XD. Ugh. And I don't remember what you said.
Why would I write something just for you to only recognize it? Like, I wrote something very basic so you could understand it and like read it and like translate it into English.
Okay, everyone, the verdict, who's the problem?
No one?
I think it's funny how she like dissed you with her Spanish sentence.
because my whole point was like, okay, I need 30 minutes, like, por favor, mi amor, like, please, my love, I need 30 minutes. And then, like, so my whole thing is, like, why would I write something in Spanish if you don't understand it? Like, why am I just gonna write a, like, Spanish sentence if you don't understand it? There's no point in doing that. That's why I wrote the most basic Spanish words. So you could understand it. Why am I gonna write something you're not gonna be able to understand? It just makes no sense.
The poll is officially open.
You did do it though.
Because I'm like, okay, let's do an experiment. Let me see if I can actually spell something in Spanish. And I did spell everything correctly. I will say so myself.
I just like that she called you out, Oodie, for interrupting her.
Painful.
It was so clear, blatant as day, that I knew what she was talking about.
No, you did not know what you didn't know what that sentence meant.
I didn't.
Did
So
you?
that's not what I was saying.
That's the part I like. That's
God.
You know what, Camcam? We
acting
should just
out
diss
here.
Oodie in Spanish from now on.
Like, I just don't know what Spanish looks like. Or if I have the
Because-
perfect understanding of Spanish.
To be fair, some Spanish words could look like Italian words, like, and you wouldn't necessarily know.
It could have been French. It could have been Latin.
I know what Spanish looks like. I know what other languages look like, too.
So if I wrote a sentence in Portuguese, would you know it'd be Portuguese?
I didn't say I know every language. But I'd probably have a freaking stinking good shot at it.
Okay, because like, why? Okay, because you said you just need to make it to where I understand what you mean. But you don't know Spanish. So, like, it just doesn't make sense. How would you know what I mean? So, like, of course, like, I'm just going to write basic Spanish so you know what I mean. Like, again, it's just like, what?
What I mean when I say know what you mean isn't a perfect direct translation. It's the point of language to
usually when people
ideas.
Usually when people say, like, what you like, you know what I mean? It's like you're sending out a signal that, like, yes, I understand what you mean.
And what
like,
you
I
were
am
meaning,
getting what you mean.
What you were meaning was to send me Spanish. I got the meaning. I understood that. Yes, Camcam did send me Spanish. I am aware she did that.
But since you took basic Spanish, you know what por favor and mi amor means.
Yes.
Okay, so, like, I'm not going to send you anything more difficult than that.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's fine.
Again, there's no...
I'm really lost. Why are you venting about this, Oodie? This seems like a very, like, trivial matter.
No,
exactly.
because
and I never said, like, I never said he was wrong. Like, I'm just like, what, like,
society.
We're live, Oodie.
Hey,
Society.
Naruto.
We're live, and we spent an entire 10-minute segment on venting.
Well, we spent a freaking hour segment before the podcast on your AMV. I don't want to hear it.
Oh, but
Hey, guys.
I was trying to show you a video. You're venting about Camcam and about something so trivial.
It was
So-
but the
trivial.
sentence that I did say,
And we
I will
weren't
translate it.
live.
That I will translate into English is, I did say, love is beautiful, but there's always something interrupting it. So yeah, that's from a song by Bad Bunny. It's a good song.
Yeah, but I interpret it as Oodie being the love that is interrupting it in this case.
I agree. I am very lovely, and Kamui interrupts me all the time, so it's completely accurate.
Well,
I
Kamui
agree,
wasn't even in our
That's how otherwise
in our
if it weren't
conversation.
about me,
So, like,
or else
yeah.
I would have assumed it was me, because I am very lovely, and I have interrupted plenty of times.
Kamui is like the most loveliest little angel child in the whole wide world. So yeah.
I was an angel child. I can't disagree.
Yeah.
Right,
I bet you, like, never cried. You know, like you never woke your mom up in the middle of the night. You know.
That's what she literally said. No. She literally said, okay, the funniest part is because she was actually she's a nurse, and she was very concerned when I was young because I just never cried. She's like, yeah, you were just silent, you would sleep, and you would just do everything you were supposed to do as a baby, and no problems. They were like concerned. But then, of course, I became like the loudest human being on the planet.
Just like, oh, here it
constantly
comes.
waking up people as an adult, but not as a baby.
See, Camcam, that's what I was trying to tell you earlier, is that when things that, like, oh, you would think they'd be so nice, well, if they aren't happening and they're supposed to be normal, that's not a good thing. Like, it's absolutely her right to be concerned in that case. Freaking baby's not crying. Like, everyone hates babies crying, but if your baby's not crying, something's probably wrong.
What
there
baby
wasn't
are you
anything
talking
wrong
about?
in my case. I was
What
literally
baby
just
are you
being
talking
adult
about?
I was talking about Kamui in this case.
I'm confused. Why are we? What?
Referring to the conversation we had like 4 hours ago.
We didn't talk about a baby though.
Oh my god, why does Camcam not connect the dots in her brain to what I referred to? I can't help
because I don't know what you talked about 4 hours ago.
Camcam. Okay, then what were we? Okay, well, don't answer that directly.
We were talking about Brittany 4 hours ago.
Oh my gosh. You know what? Forget it. I'm over it.
Okay.
I was over it before we started stream.
Then why did you bring it up if you were over it?
You're not over it. Don't lie.
Over Sarron right now.
Men.
Just throw them all in the trash.
Camcam, I freaking already explained.
Okay, not Kamui. Kamui, Sarron, and Immortal have never given me any problems in my life, so they're fine.
Never in your life.
You know, Ood was probably like the worst baby. He probably cried all the time. Like he probably spit up his bottle, you know, all the time. Acid reflux baby.
Naruto was a gaslighting terrorist.
Always tried debating the kids on the playground.
I'm gonna send Camcam all my baby teeth just so that she has to deal with them.
Ew.
No, thank you.
That's the point, Sarron. Exactly.
No, thank you.
Glad you understood. It was gross.
I think I also have my baby teeth, but whatever.
Oh,
I think my mom still has mine. I don't know why. I don't know why mothers keep baby teeth. Throw them in the trash.
No,
disgusting human beings.
No, I'm sorry that other people are sentimental, Camcam.
I'm not sentimental. I'm like, I like all the pictures of my exes. I'm like, delete everything my exes gave me. I'm like, here's it all in a box. Burn it, throw it in the trash.
Well, I mean, that sounds pretty like a normal, natural reaction for an ex in that case.
Yeah. But like even like loved ones, I'm like, I'm throwing pictures away. Like I don't care. I'm not sentimental. Like
you're dead. Whatever. Trash.
I'm very sentimental. I still have all the plushies that I had from when I was 2.
That's
adorable. Still sleep next to them.
I have like a bunch of squishmallows on my bed.
I don't cuddle with them, but I sleep with them because they remind me of when I was 2.
See, people have memories from when they were 2. I don't want to hear any nonsense. Any nonsense.
Yeah, you don't form memories until you're 3.
They're lying. They're freaking using psychology.
All the men. I never hear this from women. It's always men who tell me, I have memories from when I was 1 year old.
I don't have memories from when I was 2, so no one else is allowed to.
No, it's science, dummy.
You don't know what science is.
Your face doesn't know what science is. Bite me.
Got him.
I'll bite you with all my baby teeth.
Ew.
Well, that's not gonna hurt. You're rotten baby teeth.
I mean, do baby teeth rot if they're already like out of your skull? Like, don't they have to be in your mouth to rot?
Yeah. I mean, no.
Really?
I mean,
the last time.
The bread isn't in the wheat plant anymore, but it certainly rots.
Okay, freaking call me bread isn't teeth. It's a very different chemical compound going into that.
No, I had my
out of the plant.
I had my thing of baby. I had my bag of Ziploc bags for like my bag of my teeth for about 2 years, and those teeth remained white. They never went bad.
Yeah, like, they don't.
Like, Kamui, why are you saying
like
it
bone,
like
essentially, right?
Teeth don't have an expiration date. Like, what are you talking about?
Because they're like bone, right?
I mean, I don't know. It's just...
Yes.
But like at the same time, I don't know what happens. I'm not an expert on this. I just feel like they would rot. Okay, they're out there for years. Like,
well,
I bet your mom has your baby teeth, Kamui. You should ask her. You should go look at your baby teeth. You should go ask her. I'm telling you, go ask her. Well, it's late. Ask her tomorrow morning and show us your baby teeth.
My mother is also currently in Mexico. I guess I could just text her, hey, do you have my baby teeth? And she's gonna be like, why?
I need to send a picture to my...
Listen, it makes more sense if you don't know.
I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna, like, do it. No, I'm just curious.
I don't know, you know?
Yeah, for the first time in, like, over 10 years, curious about my baby teeth.
Yeah, I just want to look at them for a minute.
Man, are humans the only species that have baby teeth?
No. You know dogs have baby teeth, right?
But do they like
Oh my
fall
God.
out
Mammals
Well,
should have
yeah.
baby
or
teeth.
whatever?
Yeah,
Yes.
like my puppies.
I mean, I'll be honest. I didn't know that
yeah.
either. I never once thought about it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, like when Blue had like when Blue was a puppy, we would find his baby teeth all over the house, and they were like so cute and little, and then I read that dogs, when they lose their baby teeth, most of the time they just like eat them and like swallow them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what
I think my puppy, not my puppy, my sister's puppy, Atlas, did that a lot. Because most of the time we wouldn't find them. But majority of the times, sometimes we would find them in his chew toys.
Ew, yeah. It's always so weird. Like you step on something and you're like, oh, what is that? And it's like a little doggy baby tooth.
Yeah, we would mostly know from the fact that it looked like a new tooth was growing in. They grow in a lot faster than human adult teeth. They grow in a lot faster.
Oh my God, the teething.
See, that's why I was thinking they wouldn't.
He's not even teething anymore, and he still just wants to freaking chew.
Yeah, but exactly, like the point of teething is to sharpen their teeth, so it doesn't make sense to sharpen their baby teeth if they're gonna lose them right after anyway.
No, it's because they hurt, so it's like to relieve them. That's why babies' teeth, because it hurts, so like they need something to chew on. It's the same with dogs.
Well, it's both.
Yeah,
like the reason it hurts is because they need to sharpen their baby.
Wait, that's weird. Hold on.
No, it's
like,
because
if my tooth hurts,
gums
chewing on it does not help it feel better.
You're not a dog.
And it's different. Like
if my gums hurt, it fucking hurts like hell to put some freaking sharp ass food on it. Like, I don't know, bro.
Yeah. But you know when your gums hurt, like you kind of rub your gums and it relieves the pain a little bit.
Nah, dude, it's an endless cycle of gums hurting. I feel like every now and then, like just randomly, 1 week my gum decides to hurt like hell, and nothing makes it better. It sucks.
Man, if only there was like a perfect world or something where gums just didn't hurt.
It's gonna happen in the Infinite Tsukiyomi too, because you need conflict, Oodie.
Only the conflict you want.
Dogs have 28 baby teeth when they first start forming, and then they end up having 42 permanent teeth.
Oh wow! So some of them like don't even come in. Wow.
But pain is just your body trying to indicate to you that something is wrong. Like, that's what hunger is. Like, you're not actually in pain, but your body is telling you, hey, you're in pain because you haven't eaten. Go eat. So teething
it's actually like pain.
Because you need to sharpen your teeth.
But pain is pain. Like,
that's weird.
It is a signal that something is wrong, but like...
So far, everything you've said has agreed with me. Where's the part where you disagree?
But I'm just confused. You worded that weird. Say it again in a way I can understand. I feel like that my brain like literally did not compute what you said.
Your brain just didn't want to compute what I said.
No, you said that weird.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, Ood likes bringing up the Infinite Tsukiyomi even when they're talking about teeth, honestly.
Who said that?
Space.
Is that Space?
I want to, yeah, Space.
I knew it was Space. Of course it was.
Yeah.
So funny.
Just take me out. I
decide if I want to put in 1 or 2 potatoes in this oven. It's been like 10 minutes trying to decide this shit. I cannot decide how many.
Why do you spend so long thinking about what you want to eat? I just wouldn't eat at that point. There's just no point in eating at that point.
Wait,
that's not how that works, but okay.
No, if it takes me...
from now, but I can't decide on this one. Do I want to do 1 or 2 potatoes?
I do the same thing.
If it takes me more than like 5 minutes to decide what I want to eat, I'm just like, just go hungry. I'm not eating. This is annoying. I'm a quick decision maker. Otherwise, I just won't do it.
Well, to be fair, these potatoes are gonna go in the oven for like an hour, but like I kind of need to decide now because if I want the other potato, that's so stupid. So I gotta decide now before I put them in the oven.
Oh, okay. Well, do you need the carbs in your diet? Do you need that?
Dude, I haven't even begun half the day here. I've got to eat this. Well, I just ate at the beginning of this podcast, and then putting these in the oven to eat again. Then I'm gonna go walk like 3 miles at freaking 1 a.m. in the freaking winter windstorm blizzard.
Okay,
and then
then you need the carbs.
Again.
You need the carbs. So like eat the second potato. Great. There you go.
The question is, I'm also gonna eat some chicken and rice later.
Wait, Kamui, you're gonna walk at 1 a.m.? Don't you have a job?
I mean, I guess I can always just reheat. Fuck it. I can reheat a potato if I don't want one.
Swear words.
There we go.
My lord.
Girl, I cuss all the time, honestly.
This is PG.
Girl,
This is PG 14, 17. You're 17. PG 17.
I've said worse things, honestly. So, yeah.
I might have said maybe a total of 4 swear words. In total.
I don't usually swear as a mean way. More so in an excited way or like a silly way.
Oh no, I do it definitely in a mean way.
Yeah, swear words just aren't in my vocabulary. They are when I'm typing, not when I speak.
What is it like to grow up in like a non-dysfunctional family? You know.
Well, whenever I would hear like people like swear online, I would usually find it to be extremely stupid, and they were using swear words as filler words, and I was like, I don't want to do that. It's dumb. So I just wouldn't swear. Also, don't want to get in trouble. That's another thing too.
My thing is, it's just like language is language is language. So like.
So it just never became part of my vocabulary. I'll do it when I'm typing. Just doesn't really come to mind when I'm actually speaking verbally.
It's funny how like when you type, all of a sudden the swears come out, but when you speak, nowhere. If anything, it's the other way around for me. Like I'm more likely to swear while talking than I am while typing.
Nah, you kind of do both all the time.
No, I do both. Yeah.
I don't know. All I know is that Camcam has no right to say language is language after the nonsense she put me through tonight.
Mellow. Anyways.
Hi, Mellow.
Mellow.
Force Mellow to speak.
Force him to speak.
Force him.
How do you do that?
Well, like, from what I understand, inviting people to speak gives them like a really annoying notification. That's like hard to say no to, right? Like, can someone else confirm that?
Yeah, it's like lights up your phone green.
So funny.
It literally shows up right in the middle of your screen.
Oh, so annoying. God. I had to see it once.
What's up?
Right? Yeah.
Hi, Mellow.
Howdy.
Really? Do you have to say howdy?
Howdy, partner.
That's better. Both weird, though. Salutations, howdy.
Konnichiwa.
Gross. Don't say that.
Konbanwa. Yeah.
Konnichiwa. Like,
it's been like 3 hours. We still haven't started our freaking reaction.
I don't even know what we're doing here.
To be fair, I think it'd be kind of weird to start a reaction to a video Mello has seen when he just got here.
That is true.
Well, what is life, honestly?
How do you know what I've seen or not?
Just because Sarron said
why are you assuming what
it.
Mello has seen?
Oh, I'm sorry that I listened to Sarron. I'm sorry, Camcam.
Well,
I'll just listen to him less like you do then.
I watched the video on my own, and then I watched Mello react to Sage's Rain video on the Naruto Change the World.
And you didn't stop you from wanting to watch it with Sarron.
Mello, how bad is it before we started?
He might not think the video is bad like I do.
I don't think he's right at all. I mean, he pretty much contradicts himself.
Yeah.
But I think his presentation is really good, but he just kind of I like Sage's Rain for like the 2 videos I've seen of his. But I think, how do I say this? His presentation is really good, but he says a lot without saying a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my main issue, because like I agree. I think his editing is very simple, but I think it's purposeful how he edits. It's not just putting random clips on the screen. So I like his presentation, but if he completely contradicts his entire premise at the end of the video, I can't then go and say that I think the video is still good just because I like the presentation. Because his entire thing fell apart as soon as he said, "Oh, Naruto did change the world."
Well, yeah, at that point, it's not the video title. It's like the process or journey of the video. It's like more of an experience than it is a video trying to make some point.
Because, like, if he was arguing the degree to how Naruto changed the world, I wouldn't have an issue with that.
Exactly. That's the problem. Like, in the first minute, I think he literally said, like, I think he
was
said,
it like clickbait then?
No, he labeled
it's not
like
clickbait.
Naruto didn't change the world, a critique. It's like if
Okay.
And then he tries to argue for it in the video while also acknowledging he did change the world to an extent.
No, this would help if he just
and
watched
then
the video.
completely contradicts himself towards the end of the video. So it's like, what's going on here?
Well, to be fair,
at this point.
I think Oodie, I think it can be both though. It can be both the journey and then also him trying to make a statement. But, yeah.
No, because I actually don't really want to be that hard on it because, like you said, Mel, I think the presentation on all his videos is really, really solid. He's actually one of my like favorite YouTubers. Just like watch late at night, falling asleep, just because it's so like soothing and calming, kind of. Just the way
he sounds like a really nice guy.
Yeah,
so I feel bad about even coming at it, but like it's nothing toxic or anything. It's just
Hot Boy Spicy said he was waffling.
Hot Boy does not like him.
Waffling?
Yeah, he doesn't like him, but like
does he do anything that's not worth liking besides making videos people don't like?
He says, I'm pretty sure his baseline premise is just like, he thinks he says a lot without saying a whole lot of anything. He doesn't really add anything. I think that's Hot Boy Spicy.
To be fair, I think him and Hot Boy Spicy have very similar video presentations, to be honest.
They do have similar video presentations.
Wait, who is Hot Boy Spicy?
He needs to change that name. Oh, Lord.
It's not fine.
He's another YouTuber who makes a video analysis, Naruto and like other anime. He hasn't posted in like a couple months, but yeah.
Video essay type thing.
He makes very good ones.
You should. He's in our Discord, so.
I haven't been able to watch him ever since I found out that he picks his nose. That's really.
Doesn't everybody pick their nose?
No. No.
At least with a tissue?
To be fair, Sarron, are you talking about like he scratches like near the inside of his nose, or like full on finger like gold digging?
He was doing it on stream. Ever since then, I cannot watch.
Shut up! No, no! Oh my god, I gotta shit on him for that.
I
gotta shit on him for that.
I don't care about you picking your nose, but do it. Don't do it in public.
Oh my god, I'm shitting on him right now for that. Oh man. Oh, I can't wait. Hold on, I'm
gonna do that
adding him right now.
BC, yeah. He's doing it in this Walky Talky.
I'm adding him right now. I'm so serious.
Wait, is that
damn, he's probably asleep.
Is that like fake news?
He said he did. He said he didn't care if you found it gross. He's gonna do it anyways.
He picked his nose live. You saw him pick his nose live.
Yeah, to unstuff it somehow.
He just did the whole stream with like nose goo underneath his nails, like dried up nose goo. Bro,
I don't know about that, but I saw his finger go up there multiple times.
I'm crying.
There's no other explanation. What do you don't know? Like,
damn, would you beat me to it?
Bro, if you pick your nose, you'll scratch your ass on stream.
All I know is that it really grossed me out, and I just had to click off. I'm like, no,
Spicy's trying to get in.
That's crazy, bro.
That's funny. I just like that he did on stream.
Are you lying? Bro, Sarron gotta be lying on bro. They know Sarron. Sarron making sure.
Yo, get in here.
Yo,
I'll talk all about it.
Let that man defend himself, man.
Oh, boy, you did not pick your nose live. No.
Change the stream title.
Yes.
No.
Maybe we should have to get him to
defend your stance,
Were you guys talking about me picking my nose before I joined the audience here?
Yes.
The court of public opinion is now in session.
Wait, how often do you guys talk about me in here?
Not often.
Okay.
We were talking about Sage's Rain video, and I was like, oh, Hot Boy Spicy also makes videos, video essays, and then Sarron said, he can't watch your videos anymore because you picked your nose live.
Okay, correct. Hey, wait. Correction. I've picked my nose live on every stream I think I've ever conducted thus far.
Oh, thanks for the correction.
It's not like a one-time thing, all right?
Nothing if not consistent.
No, I can't.
It's something you expect.
You guys, okay, wait, hold on. This is actually asinine, all right? Let me spit some straight heat real quick, okay? For like 5 seconds.
Okay.
When you have a propensity to get boogers, right? It blocks your airways, and I'm not a fucking mouth breather, okay? So that shit will block my nose. I got to get that shit out of there, one way or another.
I mean,
and before you say,
relate.
oh, but you got to use a tissue. Hey, listen, if my ass is on a seat and I'm live, I'm not gonna fucking go to my bathroom, get like toilet paper or whatever to be more quote unquote hygienic. Okay, listen, I'm in the comfort of my fucking abode. I don't need to worry about like being in a professional space where I gotta like, oh, can I please borrow a tissue to get my nose picked? Like, no, I'm not gonna. No, fuck that shit. Okay, listen, I'm gonna go caveman style, and I'm gonna breathe through my fucking nostrils. Okay. There have been in my first stream, I actually noticed this because I think in my first stream I didn't pick it at all. Maybe I did. Maybe I was already Giga Chad. Whatever. Regardless, I remember mouth breathing for a section of it because my nose was clogged. And I was like, man, I should have really just fucking picked my nose. You know what? That next stream, I picked my fucking nose. Okay. Clean airways for the rest of the stream. All right.
And dirty hands for the rest of the stream.
Listen. You're acting like
and my nose airways are fucked up. So when my nose is plugged, I literally cannot breathe out of one of my nostrils. And when you do that, it's fucking weird. It's not comfortable, especially if both of them are plugged up. I can't breathe out of my nose. I'm a nose breather too, so I can definitely relate to his dilemma.
I think we're all nose breathers, but so on your like webcam, do you not have like that little latch where you can kind of like swoop it down? And
Bro, bro, people are gonna see the real me. All right, I ain't gonna hide that shit. I'm gonna show who I really am.
Do you fart on stream?
Of course. Well, I mean, I don't see the problem is most of my farts are typically like silent, and they're not deadly either.
You said most.
You do not.
Hey, okay, listen to me. My diet is for the most part pretty clean. So not only are my farts typically silent, they're never like deadly. Like my farts really don't smell too bad. Like I have to like eat something that like upsets my stomach.
I can't believe I'm listening to this. I can't believe what the fuck am I listening to?
Cam, listen, it's a natural bodily function. If that
okay, listen, I have ulcerative colitis, so I understand, like I have to take a shit every 5 seconds, okay? But like to fart on stream, I'm sorry.
Oh my God,
yeah, don't worry.
To be fair, you're gonna notice. Like I'm sure I've farted plenty of times on stream, but they were silent, so you have no idea.
Yeah, Camcam farts in front of me all the time.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
Now just hit the mute button. Just hit the mute button.
Dude, no, listen. Hey, if I fart, I'm gonna own that shit. I'll be like, guys, I just farted.
Hey,
I mean, I'm not gonna own it if it's silent because there's no fucking point. Who gives a shit? But if I brap a little bit, I'm gonna be like, hey guys, that's what's up. That's what's up. We all brap. All right, let's get over it. Let's continue with.
I can't get over it, bro. I can't. I see you in a different light, man. I can't look at you the same way.
I think it's fine if he owns it. Like if you own it, can nobody use it against you?
My heart is just crushed,
No, we can use it against him.
When you fart, you sit there and you put your hand, you put your face in your hands, and then you sigh. You take a big sigh, and you're like, I cannot believe I did that shit. Like, is that what you tell yourself every time you fart?
I don't know, when I need to fart and like I'm in front of people, like I go to the bathroom, like a normal human being, like.
I am okay. Listen, you're acting like me on stream. Okay, and even if I was in person, if I'm comfortable with those people and I can't fucking rip one. Okay, they're not real ones, all right? I should not be hanging around those people.
I mean,
okay?
also, to be fair, but here's
my
the thing.
Farts are
if you're farting near people, they might smell it. But on stream, nobody's going to smell it. I literally farted like 10 seconds ago. You had no idea. Okay, like you didn't smell it either.
Look, you'll never know for fart. You'll just never know.
To defend Hot Boy here, like, what's reasonable to you, Camcam? Like, do you expect him to be like, hold on, chat, I need to go to the bathroom to fart real quick?
Okay, wait. There's a
you fart really bad, and like your face acknowledges the smell of your own fart, and then you just have this weird fart face on like your stream.
Does that happen?
Okay. Look,
I don't know.
Let me add a caveat. All right. So if I know that I ate something I probably shouldn't have eaten, it's going to upset my stomach. Okay, I do have at least like the respect for other people. Like I will go elsewhere. I do consciously do that. But generally, my farts don't really smell, so no one even knows the difference anyway. Like, I've never been in a situation where I was confident this isn't going to smell and I fart and then someone's mentioned it. But I will tell you, I have avoided, like 100% of the time, I have avoided people smelling it by fucking walking in another room because I know I ate something I shouldn't have eaten. Like, you just got to be tactful with it, all right? Like, I know what I can and can't do shit. That's pretty much it.
Have you guys ever, like, left, gone in another room, farted, and then, like, spin around so it won't follow you? And then like come out the other room.
Okay, I've never. I have to admit, I've never done the spinning tactic. But
never done the
spinning. Now you're just spraying the gas all over the place.
No, because if you spin around, like, cause it'll just follow you, bro. Like you might as well just fart in the same room you just left out of. You got to do something to like dispel the track that follows you. Yeah.
Well, the way I would do it is just, like, let's say you got to walk, 10 feet forward to go into a new room. Just spin around. Then fart, so it's behind you when you walk forward. Then you're not walking in. There you go.
No. What you do is stand next to somebody else, fart near them, spin around, and like blame them for it.
Drive by.
Yeah, I think I'm just more horrified with the nose picking.
Jonathan.
My farts are very silent but deadly, so I have no choice but to let people know I farted. So whenever I fart, I just let people know I farted. Bro, I say it out loud and
announce
proud.
it.
I'm not embarrassed.
This topic went on longer than I expected.
Excuse me, everyone. That bad smell? It's me.
I eat high fiber foods. It makes your fart smell really bad. So,
okay, wait, hold on.
I don't know. I eat a lot of fiber, but mine don't smell bad. So
yeah, I was gonna say nowadays because of my I don't know why I said like you guys fucking know my health issues, but I have something called familial hypercholesterolemia. So very recently, like in the last 5 months, I eat a shit ton of fiber on a daily basis. I can tell you my farts do not smell. So whatever you're eating, it might be high in fiber, but it's probably either A, upsetting your stomach, or B, not very good for you.
Yeah, to be fair, like I said, because I have ulcerative colitis, like whenever fiber is very hard for you to digest. So if you eat too much of it, your colon is already having a hard time digesting it. So that's why you'll have a lot of gas, and that gas will smell very deadly. So you might want to cut back on the fiber a little bit.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but no, I don't think the fiber itself might lead to the gas. That might not lead to the gas smelling bad. It might just be
that granola,
that in conjunction with something else.
But do you burp on stream?
Yeah.
Burp's like a mouth fart, so.
True based, dude. I burp so much.
When Sour and I stream, I don't pick my nose. I cover my mouth when I yawn. Like, I don't know.
Why would you cover your mouth?
I am a lady. I'm a lady. I have manners. Guys. Okay, I'm not a caveman
so
like y'all.
Speaking of streams, speaking of streams. Hey, listen, guys. November 25th, Saturday, I think it is. I am doing a Hot Boy Spicy live stream where it's my 1 year anniversary of my big Sasuke video. I'll be reacting to it live on stream, giving creator insight to all the processes that went into this immaculate video. And not just that, I might react to other people's videos that are, inferior, like the Sage's Rain video. I'll probably react to. So hey, check it out, guys. It'll be cool.
You'll get to watch him pick his nose live.
Exactly.
Hey,
listen. Okay. Hey.
Fucking kill me, bro.
You get to at least
think about some of the people who are trying.
He's gonna remember this conversation when he goes to pick his nose. He's gonna I just pissed Sarron off, but I will continue to do it anyway.
No, I'm
no context. Hey, shout out WalkyTalkyPod.
All the people.
refreshing Coca-Cola.
All the people who were trying to eat while watching the stream and chat had to leave collectively.
I'm so glad that I've never seen you.
Who started this picking nose brigade? Who even
Sauron did it. Sauron did
it.
What do you got? What do you got against me picking my nose on stream, huh? You got some beef with me?
Totally, just throw you under the bus. Throw your ass under the bus.
I thought so. It's not an issue. Okay.
So I think we need to move into the real question here. Have you ever farted while picking your nose?
Okay. That's enough. That's enough.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, have you?
That sounds like very classified information.
We're done with the bottom.
Humans are cursed.
You started it. You started it, Sauron. I mean, you say you can't watch Hot Boy Spicy anymore. You know, like.
Not his live streams. I can still watch his good content though.
But what if he picks his nose while he films his videos?
Anyways, that's enough. That's enough.
Yeah, let's play the video.
That's enough.
You guys, wait, are you guys watching that video?
We're gonna
watch Sage's Reign.
We're gonna watch Sage's Reign video.
We're watching Sage's Reign
I
video.
guarantee you, Oo's gonna agree with every part of it.
That's crazy. Have you seen it yet?
I was gonna say, yeah.
Have you seen it yet?
You probably will, hopefully. Especially if Sage's Reign says the word terrorist, Oodie will take that word and send it like miles.
Chat, am I on my main channel right now?
What was your biggest takeaway from the video? Or like biggest problem you had with it?
Who are you asking?
Hot Boy?
Wait, say that again?
What was the biggest takeaway or biggest problem you had with the video?
Mello,
or is there anything that you think is a hot take that you
I said earlier that I might like react to it live on. I would never. I don't watch anime and manga videos.
I thought you were streaming on. I thought you were gonna start streaming on your other channel.
I made a mistake.
Okay.
Thank you for telling me that.
No, but yeah, I don't watch anime/manga videos like on my own time. Like I might, if people want it, like after I react to the, my own video, I might. We'll see, and maybe even other videos if I really want to dedicate like all day to the stream, which I might. Yeah, it might be fun. Who knows? Yeah. But yeah, I'll probably do that.
Yo, Mello, this is out of context, but I saw you were reacting to anime on Twitch. I got excited. I'm like, oh, what anime is you watching today? And then you reacted to... I was like, oh, you're reacting to Beyblade.
I love Beyblade.
I was like, oh, how disappointing.
What do you want me to watch? Like, what's wrong with Beyblade, bro? It's a nice little, simple, lighthearted series that I grew up with.
I thought you were gonna watch something like modern, like.
Well, I have like a reaction channel that I'm gonna be starting soon, so I didn't want to react to anything like I cared too much about until I got like the gaming PC. So it was like
isn't there like a new Beyblade?
Now it makes sense.
Yes, Beyblade X is a brand new one.
It's literally modern. I don't know what Sauron's problem is.
Oh, I thought it was an old Beyblade. I just knew it was Beyblade. That's it.
Oh,
it's all the same themes, right? Like they have like it's like JoJo's where they have like totems or avatars that fight for them, and they use their like friendship, emotional bullshit, like to get power amps. It's the same like tropes, just in a different form.
Yo, Mello, hey Mello, I'm checking out your channel right now because you kind of got a Giga Chat voice like me.
Oh God.
Yo, what the bro?
Down.
Okay, listen, man. What the fuck is this? How Kishimoto failed Sasuke in Boruto series? How Kishimoto failed? Hey, bro, this better be purely clickbait. You better be 180.
Bro, hang on. I think I can answer for Mello. He took that title format from Kitamaki, is my guess.
Kitamaki?
I'm guessing.
How dare you speak for Mello, you know?
No, okay, I tried.
Anything from anybody, really.
He doesn't watch many anime videos unless he watches someone stream. I'm pretty sure.
Yes. Like unless I'm doing a live stream reaction, that's probably it.
That's
Yo,
like
even more base.
Only
do it to milk the fucking. Only do it to milk the content, bro. You're my kind of guy, man. Although these video titles are kind of an L.
I didn't say all that, but so do you think Kishimoto failed? Well, I assume that you don't, based upon what you're presenting.
I don't fucking know. How do you fail Boruto or Naruto and Sasuke in Boruto? That doesn't even no.
You can't imagine a possibility.
What do you mean possible? No, I literally read in the manga and I watched it in the anime how he fucking made them even more goated in Boruto. I saw it happen real time.
Difference of opinion.
But Mello, so. what arguments do you make in the video?
Well, it's a rant and like retrospective.
So I'll be watching those later, so I would like to not know.
Yeah, why don't we just react to it live
in a rant format? So yeah, but
all right. Just TLDR it real quick, just like just give us the bridge version.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So essentially, Sasuke starts off pretty good. I liked it with the Kinshiki fight, the Momoshiki fight, and then from there he starts to spiral down. His portrayal in combat is very
mediocre,
lackluster to say the very least. He has some good character moments with his like wife and his kid, but I didn't really understand how. Not understand. I didn't like how he started off with his child to begin with. And I understand he wanted to like redeem himself and he was on a mission and blah blah blah, but there's like moments throughout the Boruto series where Naruto is constantly trying to get him to like see his kid, and it seems like this monumental task just to be in her life every now and again. So that's a little weird to me. But Naruto's parenting in Boruto is even worse than Sasuke's, I would say, because at least he's like there, but like not there.
Especially when Especially when you know that Sasuke can just teleport back to the village with his Rinnegan just to see Sarron.
Well, that gets into my other problem with like the constant him running out of chakra, which is a choice that they made that they didn't need to. And I think they probably did that to bolster the new generation of characters. But then they just bring in like stronger opponents, and it just seems a little redundant.
Not necessarily, because if you go back to like the Kaguya fight, Sasuke was constantly running out of chakra, being able to use his Rinnegan there. So it's more like
the Rinnegan just taxing him.
It's the same way that Kakashi's Sharingan runs him out of chakra constantly.
Right. It's always active. But my whole thing was
always been a thing.
So going into like the Boruto series, for me there was an expectation of like this is going to be them at their apex, at their peaks, right? So I'm expecting something a little bit different than what I got. I just feel like he was a little cucked.
Okay. So it sounds like there's like two major contentions you have. A is the fact that the portrayal, i.e. like power scaling, you feel like is not consistent with what we got by the end of Naruto. Like these two people are like, semi-gods, and they have a lot of hype built up that you're expecting to at least be met. If not, probably exceeded because they're older and probably stronger in Boruto. Correct? Am I correct on A?
Yes.
I don't want to put words into Melo's mouth, but I do feel like.
And then B is that you feel like their portrayal as fathers is weak at best, right?
In the beginning, yeah.
Well, yes, that and some other things I would say, but yeah.
So wait, would you agree with his statement that it's just in the beginning?
With the fathers, yes, I do find.
Okay, well, wait. Don't you guys think that's like the point? That they're weak in the beginning? Isn't that like the point?
What do you mean by weak? Like weak in terms of
weak writing? In terms of like no, not weak in writing. I mean like weak in terms of like their attention spent on their children.
I mean, I'm arguing the choice, not like does it make sense based upon what they chose to do. I'm arguing why did you choose to do this to begin with?
I mean, I think it's a great choice. Like,
the choice. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you like it, the answer would just be like, well, because it strengthens the narrative. Like, okay, God.
Narrative.
Well, say that again.
You just tell a better narrative.
Well, I would say it bolsters the narrative. I would say without it, you don't have as good of a narrative.
It's the point of the parenting-child theme in Boruto.
Yeah, actually, it's really funny that you mentioned this as like a main focal point as an argument, because I actually have the whole video. My only Boruto video is mostly tackling Naruto and Sasuke's roles as fathers, because I'm only touching the Sarada, the Naruto guidance stuff, and then the Boruto movie stuff. I haven't gotten to the other stuff in Boruto yet. I don't know if I'll ever make videos. I probably will eventually once my job cools off and I get more used to it. But regardless, if you guys want to go, hey, maybe even react to my video. I mean, hey, listen, give me some free exposure, please. But hey, I cover all that shit in that video, like everything to do with Naruto and Sasuke being parents, how they mature as parents, and how they kind of forgot what's most important. And it makes sense why they kind of forgot, why it got lost through the ages. It's kind of the what's the phrase I'm looking for? It's the, I don't want to necessarily say disillusionment. It's kind of a disillusionment that comes with aging. Everything kind of gets in the way. Your day-to-day responsibilities disillusion you from what like truly matters. Like the complexities of life can sometimes veil the simple, consistent truths. And it's so it's so meaningful in a real world application. And it makes so much sense because every adult goes through that. A lot of the times the complexities bombard you and bombard you and bombard you. And sometimes you'll forget about like the simple things that truly matter. And both Naruto and Sasuke have that problem at the beginning of Boruto. And what happens? They develop, they realize, hey, fuck, yeah, we're fucking up. It's all about the new generation. It's all about helping the new, we know this, we knew this, but we let our adult responsibilities disillusion us. We can't forget about this. We have to remember. And that's exactly what happens. I think it's great. The reason why Naruto and Sasuke are my favorite characters in fiction is because they feel so real. They feel so human because they're constantly learning, constantly adapting, and constantly fucking up and having to make amends for fucking up. I think it's brilliant. I think it's great.
And it's, especially when you're growing up with Naruto, like, you know, and I worked in early childhood education, so like I constantly saw parents like this. So it's, I think it's very relatable to a lot of parents out there, because you know, like Hopboy was saying, you do forget. Like all your kids want is for you to be present in their lives. They don't care about your paycheck. They don't really care what you're doing outside of that. All they want is for you to be there, present in their lives. Period.
Naruto and Sasuke are on a journey, and it's a journey of change. So you like the change, but in order to change, they have to be different from that endpoint. And what you don't like is the beginning, but you need that beginning in order for them to change. The more the beginning is unlikable, the more you'll like the change because it's a bigger change.
It's the same with Boruto's character.
I just don't like the portrayal of the characters in general.
But that's like saying you don't like Naruto in episode 1.
Going to my earlier point, it's not as if like they necessarily, because they didn't change on a foundational level at all. Again, it's a matter of, it's merely a matter of perspective. It's just that their perspective was a little bit warped. They actually, all they had to do was remember. They always knew. It was always part of their fundamental learnings growing up as shinobi.
No, it's not about them remembering. Like what do you mean by remembering? Remembering
so,
what?
Dude. Okay, wait. Okay, let's go back to Naruto. What is like a prevailing theme? One of the main themes is inheriting the will of fire for future. The king, right? What is the king? It's the future of shinobi. That's like a fundamental lesson ingrained in Naruto, ingrained in Shikamaru, ingrained in Sasuke by the end of, because again, Sasuke didn't grow up in the Leaf Village like a lot of the other people did. Well, he did for a time, but before he learned the truly substantial stuff, like who the king is, what we're inheriting, what the will of fire is. That's why Sasuke kind of had a harder time learning. Naruto merely forgot. I'm more specifically targeting Naruto when I mean like he forgot. And that was relaying to my earlier point when I was saying that's because of like the constant complexities of adult life kind of getting in the way of being able to see what truly matters, right?
But my problem with that is that you dissolve them of their agency when you say that. Like it's like, oh well, they don't have any kind of control over the happenings in their day-to-day life when they actually do. There's many times where Sasuke he's home and Naruto literally brings up, why don't you stick around for a while and visit your kid? And he just chooses not to. He just makes a choice. It's not that he forgot or like life's getting in the way. He actively makes a choice not to spend time with his family.
But again, you're not like, so you take, all you got to do is take that one step further and then you get to a completely different conclusion. So let's take what you just said. Why is Sasuke choosing to take precedence on his mission over spending time with Sarada? Because in Sasuke's mind, he sees as what he's doing is actively beneficial for Sarada and his wife, because what he's doing is going to help keep them peacefully in Konoha without knowing war, without knowing like insane catastrophic conflict like he did. And he was even attempting to create in the war. He doesn't want his family to see that. And he wants to actively prevent that at all possible. In his mind, like taking that, even if it means having to never see his wife and kid, he views that as like the ultimate kindness he can give them. But again, in the Sarada flashback, he gains some perspective that he didn't get to receive whenever he left the Leaf Village. It's the idea of a king, that idea of you need to be at least slightly physically present to be able to like help them in totality, to help, you know, your offspring and the new generation in totality. You can't just always look at the bigger picture, because then you'll miss the trees. You know, you're missing the trees for the forest, right? So again, it's just take it one step further. You get to a conclusion that actually makes a whole lot of sense. Because of who Sasuke is, he's constantly a man thinking in extremes. What did he literally do at the end of Naruto? It was the most extreme plan to bring, what was he trying to achieve? World peace. What is he trying to achieve here? Peace for his family. Sasuke is a man constantly thinking in extremes. That's very consistent with his character.
Like you have to look inwards before you can look outwards. You know, you have to look within your family, within yourselves, before you can decide to like really make a huge impact in the world like Sasuke is trying to do, you know?
I mean, I agree. I mean, unless we're saying, I mean, I like the idea that he does like these like grandiose things. He's very big picture, in-game type of character. But for me, I feel like this it's not rocket science. Like, yeah, you probably should be there for your kid, and especially if people are constantly reminding you of that fact,
but you're assuming
you're making conscious choices to ignore that.
Okay, so I'm sorry, but you're assuming your knowledge and your experiences are applicable to Sasuke's journey in his character arc, when they're not at all applicable. Because again, Sasuke had a completely different life. He's a fictional character, but in the fictional story, he had his own individual life experience, and it was one paved with just grand plan after grand plan to get to a future that was more beneficial. Well, initially for just him, but then inevitably it became about the world, and more so. And in Boruto, why it's so I was almost going to say cute. You guys get what I'm trying to go for. Mm-hmm. But in Boruto, it kind of downsizes a little bit. Like, yes, it's about the world, but even more so, it's like he needs to do this because he feels like if he doesn't, then it would risk Sarada and Sakura's peaceful life being compromised. So, he's a man who will miss many trees because, again, he never grew up in a place where he constantly had those affections.
So, like, how do you broaden your horizons? How do you grow, right? You grow from the people around you. That's one way to do it. And if I took away the fact that he's constantly being reminded of what he should be doing with his kid, then yeah, maybe you have a point there, right? Maybe he does actually miss it. He doesn't have like any introspection.
But he does. No, but he does.
Particular conclusion.
Because what does he do after those initial arcs? He spends way more time with Sarada. He's a present father figure because he learns from his mistake.
And we even see that in some arcs that like he is like trying his best to really get to know Sarada, and we do see that he does fuck up as a father, sometimes like he doesn't really know her, but at least he is trying, when before he just wasn't even there, so
that's fine. So like I said before, I don't even like setting up like the framework to begin with, but since we're talking about operate within the story that's being told. So for me, I don't think it should have taken him that long to arrive at that conclusion when he's being constantly reminded of what he should be doing. It's not like he's not getting this this external bit of information to the point where like he just misses it or something. No, he's being reminded of it. Like he doesn't it's to the point where he doesn't even recognize his own kid. Like his father was there for him. Like I don't. He knows the pain of like not having parents around. Like why would you ever subject your own kid?
And he also knows the pain. Wait. But by the same token, again, all it takes is one. You keep like missing a step. There's actually one more step to even what your analogy you just posed, which is he also knows the pain of plans that are in the shadows that get too big, that are uncontrollable. Because what happened with Uchiha? They were unchecked for way too long, and that hatred, the unchecked thing being the hatred, that was unchecked for so long that it festered to the point where even Itachi's interference could do nothing. As skilled as Itachi was, he could not solve it, and he had to do the worst case.
Take a look at the context of the actual series, right? They know that Kaguya had a Zetsu army, so they arrive at like a conclusion that's not based in fact. And that conclusion is there's a threat out there that's beyond Kaguya. So what Sasuke's tasked with doing is trying to confirm that conclusion. So basically, they don't even know if that conclusion is accurate. So he's spending all this time away from the village, away from his family, to try to prove something that prove an assumption that they've arrived at. Like, there's nothing even definitive in that. Like, they didn't even feel comfortable disseminating this information to the Kage for like a decade plus until they felt like they had enough concrete evidence to do so, which was Boruto episode 24. So he's gone from his family for like something that could be true. That's not like definite. He doesn't find this information until like a decade later, decade plus later, and like just before the Chunin exam, the Boruto era, the first one, and it's not like he can't walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. Like this notion that he's like enabled to understand that he needs to actually be there for his kid.
Exactly what you're saying.
Try to deal with like the bigger picture. Like this, I'm not buying into that. I understand what you're saying. I just don't agree.
But you don't have to buy into anything because he does do exactly what you're posing. He does do it. Again, it's a matter of.
I'm not arguing what he does or doesn't do. I'm arguing like writing. Yeah, he does it. I just don't agree with this particular choice. I don't like that he does it. That's my entire contention.
Well, you don't. But wait. You don't like that he walks and chews bubblegum at the same time? I'm confused now. Wait, no, what?
Well, maybe there's like a little. I'm getting lost in translation. What do you mean by he does it?
You said because he can't pay attention to his wife and daughter and try and save the overarching world at the same time.
That's what it seems like. That's the scenario you're presenting.
He literally does start doing that though, and it's even more ironic because when things are getting more hairy, he becomes more present as a father. Isn't that a little bit interesting?
I mean, it might be
his point. His point
is your point.
No, it's not. Wait, Mello. When I say it's interesting, I mean there's a reason behind it. Okay, I'm not just saying, oh, it's just interesting. No, what I mean is that's like, we can. I can tell you why it's interesting, but I thought it might have been self-explanatory given what I said earlier about his development.
Well, I think you're like assuming what I meant by me saying that you said is interesting, but besides that point, yes, he gets to it, and that's fine. I just don't see why he needed to deal with this to begin with. Like, why take this particular course of action, especially when he's getting all these external reminders of what he should be doing? It's not like that.
He's not though. Well, the issue is, okay, again, so can we acknowledge that there's a fundamental difference between being told something and then actively living in a situation where you can see it, where you can see the importance of something? Because what is the distinction between Naruto's words to Sasuke? And again, you're actually making some assumptions when you say he's being constantly reminded, because in actuality, in canon, we only saw one scene of Naruto reminding Sasuke, like, hey, you should probably be more present. However, we can probably assume he did say it. But again, there's a fundamental difference.
Did we only see that once? Did we only see that once in the series?
In the anime.
In canon. From what I understand.
Well, we're talking about the anime. Yeah. Anime canon.
Brother, anime canon is irrelevant as far as it's basically filler as far as I'm concerned.
That's literally what my analysis has been based on the entire time of this conversation, is the anime. Like, I'm bringing up episode numbers, not.
Okay, L plus ratio then, because bro, I tried watching anime. If you can stomach that shit, more power to you. But that shit is ass.
So, I mean, what I will say though for Mello here, like, so Kakashi, every single person told Sasuke, don't get revenge. It's not going to solve anything. Don't go to Orochimaru. Exactly. That doesn't stop Sasuke from doing what he wants. That isn't his character.
Because there's a fundamental difference between being told something. There's a fundamental difference between being told something.
Kamui, are you going to take that to its logical conclusion, though? Let me hear it.
No, my point is that
to what logical conclusion?
Sasuke's character to sometimes just do what he wants and not listen to others. But I also can understand why you would just not like the fact that he doesn't choose to be home to begin with. Like, I understand why you wouldn't like that.
So,
but I also think it's in character for him to just do what he thinks. It's not until he sees Sarda that he actually gets it. The same way as with Naruto. He's telling him, bro, don't leave, this is bad. But he doesn't do it until it takes a lot more to actually get him to
Yes,
feel it.
perspective
that's
is about
in
more than
character
just
for
being
him, but I
told
also
something.
get why you would like it.
Perspective.
No one's denying that. I'm not denying that. But what I'm saying is, look
You
at it from my
definitely are
perspective.
denying. Wait, no, you're 100% denying that. I don't get what you're saying. Okay, wait, explain that, please. You're 100% denying that.
Well, let me complete my thought. So from my perspective, when I'm going from like Shippuden or the last into like the Boruto series, I'm expecting them to be like at their apex, not only in their power but like in their maturity as well, right? Like this is them at their peak.
But humans are gonna human. Humans are gonna fuck up, you know.
Wait. I have to finish the thought, then you can critique the thought.
Okay.
Okay, cool. You're right. My bad.
Yeah. So that's what I'm going in there expecting, right? So when Kamui, I like what you were saying. If you want to go down that route, right? Like he's being told things by other people constantly throughout Shippuden, and his conclusion, his path leads him to a place that he doesn't like in the end, right? Yeah. So he learns from this, and I'm like, okay, well, we gotten past like this particular like little story arc for him. Like there's development here. Like he finds out at the end, like he was wrong, he cries, so on and so forth, right? He makes a bond with Naruto, that's true. So then we go into like him 10 plus years later, and you mean to tell me he's still like toiling with this same like conflict, just in a different way? Like, hey man, like maybe the thing you learned as a child that you can't just go it alone, and I'll get to another point, but sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. Oh yeah, so the thing that you learned as a child that you can't just go it alone, that people who are trying to help you externally or trying to give you advice, you just ignore it, led you to a place you didn't like. So fast forward a bit, you're an adult now, you get external guidance from Naruto multiple times throughout the series, not just once. When after the New Way arc, and then when Sasuke comes back with the scroll after fighting Kinshiki, and I think there's another time, but I have to look it up. So you're getting this external stimulus that's reminding you to do this. So how about you take that advice? How about you listen to what they have to say, because it might lead you to a path like when you were a child that you don't like. That's what I'm saying. The growth.
Okay, so
sorry. One more point that I forgot to add. And then there's a conversation. I think this happened in the novels, but he has a conversation with Shino, the chick with the woman, the girl with the Ketsuryugan, to where basically he's like, I'll defeat a threat beyond Kaguya myself, protect this bright future that we're trying to create, me and my friend Naruto. And then like she reminds him, well, like you have a friend, you don't have to do everything on your own. Like why don't you lean on him? Like do you have someone to rely on? Right? So like there's all these like themes in between, like in Shippuden, between Shippuden, and then like in the Boruto series, these constant reminders of him not going it alone. At some point, I have to look at this character.
You're only convincing me Sasuke is more and more based, bro. You're doing the opposite of what your intention is.
At some point, when I look at this character at his peak, I have to say, well, damn, man, are you going to learn or not? I expect you to grow from this stuff, not just be the same dude.
I have like a lot of content. So initially, I want to rewind a lot. Okay, like some of Sasuke's most informative instances of his life were words that he completely subscribed to and actually held as ultimate truths. That was Itachi's bold-faced lie that forced him on a path of not only isolation but self-gratification, and then B, Obito's truth sprinkled with white lies. So again, Sasuke's whole fucking story in Shippuden and Naruto, OG Naruto, was built on lies. And that lies he completely subscribed to. And this doesn't mean Sasuke's unwilling to listen. What this means is Sasuke has been damned before by people telling him certain things. And this is not to say that he distrusts people like Naruto who are telling him this. It's just in Sasuke's mind. He says, I understand where Naruto's coming from, but I feel like what I'm doing now, I should listen to myself because I feel like this is going to lead to a brighter future for my children. And then some more points related to that. Okay, so again, the isolation you were talking about, him learning from the isolation. I mentioned self-gratification because you have to add that in. It's not just isolation; it's isolation for self-gratification. Now it's different. Now it's still bad. I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it's good what he's doing. What I'm saying is, it makes sense why he's doing this because it's isolation brought on himself for the sake of others. It's self-sacrificial isolation. However, there's more to that because it's not just self-sacrificial. Because Sasuke explicitly states his mentality this entire time in the Naruto Gaiden manga. What does he say to Sarada? He says, "Because you're here, Sarada." That phrase has a lot of weight behind it because it delves us into Sasuke's mind, like what he's been thinking. In Sasuke's mind, he hasn't actually been alone because he knows he has a home that he can go back to. He knows he has a daughter and a child. To Sasuke, he is not alone. He never is. Even when he's alone, he's not alone. Because unlike before, he knows he has a home to go back to and he welcomes it. Again, the problem was he wasn't looking at it from his daughter's perspective. He wasn't thinking about the new generation because he left the Leaf. He left that lifestyle. And he left again before he had a chance to engross himself in it and truly learn and be indoctrinated into what is truly important, which is the new generation, being present for the new generation. Where Naruto let himself get disillusioned, Sasuke never really truly learned. And through that experience with Sarada, what does he get? He gains perspective. He sees it. He sees why it's so important. And he sees how it helps Sarada actively grow through that experience. And he thinks, well, fuck, maybe I should probably be more present because after all, Sarada is probably one day going to surpass me if I help her out a little bit. So it's very important because she could be the one to stop the threat, not me. I'm sacrificing so much trying to stop this threat, but fuck, maybe I'm not going to be able to. And guess what? Sasuke's not able to. Sarada is going to be, hopefully, I would hope, she's going to be a main contributor in helping out Boruto by the end of the series. So again, now he's thinking, well, fuck, maybe I should get Sarada stronger because she's the new, he learns, seeing Sarada's growth, what the king means through action. He sees it in real time. He's like, well, shit, all right, cool. I'm going to be present in Sarada's life because it's beneficial on two fronts, I'm with my family and I'd like to be with my family. And also, got to train Sarada, got to get her up there so that she can fight the battles after I'm gone, right? He gains that perspective. Oh, that's all it is.
I don't think Mello doesn't understand that. This is why I want to ask this question. I think Mello gets it, he just doesn't like it. So I assume you probably
pretty much summed that
you
up
like
perfectly.
the idea of Sasuke growing as a character in Boruto. Probably, right? You probably don't want to just be stagnant. Yes or no? Do you like the idea of him growing just in some way?
Obviously I want him to grow, but I want Sasuke to be somewhat of a finished product at 33 years old in the Boruto series. That's kind of that's somewhat what I want. Yeah.
So everybody's going to be a finished product at 33.
Is there an idea of a type of growth you want from him, like in your personal taste?
This is so boring. It's just such a boring.
I just want him to have his shit together, right?
I don't
want him to be like a grown. Wait,
my man doesn't like stories.
I don't
like Let him finish. You can think it's boring. You can disagree with my perspective, but I presented the perspective from the very beginning. Like you're trying to explain what it is, but I already know all that. What I'm saying is I don't like it. Like that's been like the entire thing. You could say that's boring.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking this question. To get an idea of what type of growth you would want. Because from my perspective, obviously, like Hot Boy, everyone else is doing, we're analyzing how we grew, why we like it, because we like change. You didn't like his starting point, that's fine. So I'm just asking, what would you have in mind?
So what I would,
because you have to
I said before,
give him something.
Yeah. So what I said before, what I want from Sasuke, I want Sasuke to be at the peak of his powers, a badass motherfucker who steps in and do dope shit. And from the perspective of the new generation, he's like a god, like how Boruto idolizes him, like how everyone in the village idolizes him and Naruto. Like they're like the standard, right?
For sure,
and what Naruto and Sasuke presents is going to be, hey, like we want to cultivate the next generation. We're going to train you guys up, and their story is going to be building up them. In particular, without all this like melodrama fucking CW bullshit, this Mickey Mouse bullshit. Okay. So I want to take that. I want to take the Mickey Mouse. I want to take the CW Mickey Mouse bullshit and scrape that to the side because I got all that shit in Shippuden. What I need to see from Naruto and Sasuke is them being them. Them being at the peak of their powers. That motherfucker whose face is on the side of the mountain.
That constant battle with their humanity.
Let him finish.
So that's what I want to see. I want to see those people. I don't care about Sasuke's development with his daughter. Wait. In this way.
Okay.
Like Sasuke earned being with Sakura and Sarada. He earned being with his family, and he did that by getting over the bullshit that he was going through when he was.
He doesn't feel like he earned that.
Bro, it does.
He doesn't feel like you're
no. I don't. But that's the choice that they went in. I'm talking about what I would do. So that's what I'm saying. I want him to be. I don't need.
So you would do what makes no sense for the characters in the overarching story. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Thanks for admitting.
It's Boruto's series, right? It's about Boruto Uzumaki. I want to.
Wait. Whoa, bro.
Can I complete the thought?
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that's what I would like to see them do. I don't need like this in-depth analysis for Sasuke's character. I got all that in Shippuden. Now I want to see him like be mature and like have his shit together and be like a man.
Be a fucking robot. Gotcha.
Well, he's already a robot. Let's be honest. But like this fucking dude is being told like, hey man, maybe you should settle down a little bit and spend some time with your kid. And we're acting like this is like some profound like premise that he can't conceptualize because he's been through all this bullshit.
It's not about conceptualization.
When he was a teenager.
It's about actualization.
It's like, bro, go spend time with your kid. You can walk and chew bubblegum at the same time.
Mellow.
It shouldn't have taken you 60 plus episodes to arrive at this conclusion.
I promise I'm not trying to demean you with this question. I absolutely promise. How old are you?
Why?
I know. No, genuinely. Like how old are you?
I'm in my late 20s. What's up?
Oh, you're late. Okay, fuck. I can't use that card. Fuck. Okay, I was gonna say like, if you've lived a considerable amount of time, generally you've come to many. I mean, I know, or maybe it's just my personal experience. I feel like it's mostly with age. I've been told many things, and I disregarded all of it because I thought my way was the correct way. And time again, and I'm proven wrong. Sometimes I'm proven right. Sometimes people tell me shit. It's more few and far between. But because of those little streaks where I was, right, and maybe where I was not. And when I did listen to people, I was kind of led astray, right? That makes me think I'm going to be headstrong. I'm going to do it my way. But a lot of the times, I don't take advice until I fail, and then I realize through the action of failing that, fuck, I should have taken their advice. And next time, because of that experience that I lived, then I remember. This is like humans 101.
But you learn from your mistakes?
Of course, yeah.
That's all I'm asking Sasuke to do.
No, oh, dude. Okay, you acted a little bit ago like you understand what I was saying. But again, there's a complete distinction between what Sasuke is going through in the beginning of Boruto, his struggle, and his struggles throughout all of Naruto and Shippuden. And I think I did a really good job of distinguishing.
No,
what the differences in the struggle.
I'm not denying the differences, but there's underlying like similarities that exist, right? Like people it's like people been making music for like centuries at this point, but the themes are the same, right? It just is same shit, different day, right? That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about the underlying themes, right? So yeah, we can go from like him trying to get revenge on his brother or destroying the leaf. And then people telling him that's bad and him ignoring it and then persisting in his own like stubborn way, and then or him wanting to like protect the bright future that they've cultivated and stop this like threat beyond Kaguya supposedly, and him ignoring that external advice to go spend time with his kid. Like it's the same shit. It's just it's the same foundation, different like dressing on it. But I'm talking about
I will say there's a
stuff.
similarity in the sense of the bond aspect, but there is a big difference in that. Adult Sasuke is not trying to break his bond with Sarada. In his eyes, he's not breaking the bond. He's just protecting her from a distance, and he thinks that's best. I will say, in regards to what you wanted from Sasuke, I'm totally with you in the sense of I think Sasuke should use more of his Rinnegan abilities. Fucking absorb Jutsu with your Rinnegan. No excuse. I don't like it. I agree with you on that aspect.
Powers and
have
abilities.
him be, quote unquote, the apex because of that. He thinks this actually happens in the story, but he thinks he's that dude. He thinks he's got to do it. Naruto and Sasuke have to do it all themselves. But that's basically what they do leading up to the Jigen fight. But then they lose and realize, shit, we got to focus on the next generation. I think that's totally good there.
I think that should have been the focus from the very beginning.
I like the parent
But
problem.
it was.
I mostly would just say it's him not using certain abilities. Okay, I'm with you there. He should have absorbed Jutsu with his Rinnegan. I don't have an excuse for that other than plot. I like it. But otherwise, I personally do think it's good for him because, like, Sasuke thinks one thing. He doesn't just, like Hot Boy said, he's seen the forest, not the tree. He's thinking this is for the best of Sarada. but because he hasn't been with Sarna, he doesn't realize the most important thing. He's just not there to realize it. And it's like, I get how you would obviously be like, oh, it should be obvious. Well, yeah, a lot of things should be obvious, but it is a fictional story.
But it should be obvious based upon
but it's not just that it's a fictional story. It's real. It's real. It's like what humans do all the time. Like, if you pay attention to how humans function, we all do this shit all the time, constantly. We're being told shit. We don't truly take it to heart until we experience something, until we see it actualized, and then we're like, fuck,
that's the thing.
Yeah, they were right.
Like, and it's the thing that happens with Sasuke with the revenge thing. It's not until it's all said and done that he finally gets it. Like,
wait, can I ask you guys a question? Like, how long does this like particular character arc of his lasts in Boruto? Not very long, right?
No.
It's really
if we're talking about, see, I don't know anything because
it's an overarching theme. It's still going on.
It's there and wrapped up in 23 episodes, but Sasuke barely appears in the anime until episode 14, and then it shows back up in
a lot of that.
See, but like you guys, like also you guys are like
now, right?
You guys are talking about like anime canon or what the fuck ever. I like that shit is like, I don't know. To me, it's essentially filler.
It doesn't really change very much. I mean, it's still 23 episodes, but he doesn't appear until 14, and then doesn't appear again until 19. So it's the same amount. It takes.
So it's basically just leading up to Naruto Gaiden in the anime.
So once we
after Naruto Gaiden, he does what everyone wants.
No, it's an overarching theme. Even though they develop and resolve the theme in that arc, they continue to develop and flesh it out throughout all of Boruto Part 1, as they should, considering it's the parent and child theme. So after this arc, Sasuke still isn't the perfect father, and nor should he be. He should become a better father over time. But it's the seeds planted to start the development for him to become a perfect father.
And you see further development, like at the end of chapter 80, for example, his trust in his daughters become like insane. Like, he completely trusts her. This, take beginning of Boruto Sasuke, he's probably not even gonna listen to a word he says. Like, no, I trust my
beautiful.
You're my freaking daughter. Like,
like
Naruto,
like.
No, but he should be a robotic god. He should just be a god. He shouldn't act like a human, bros. He shouldn't act like a human.
Well, he can be a human, but that can present itself in ways that like aren't like hella melodramatic. Like, he goes from like not recognizing his child to like spending time with her. Like, hooray! Like, I'm super like that's
bro.
Hooray!
Okay, wait. Guys, everyone, please, everyone. I gotta ask this question. This will give me some perspective. Okay, Mello. Do you like Talk no Jutsu in Naruto? Do you like that fundamental aspect of what made Naruto?
Yes.
How much do you like it? Like, do you love it? Is that like what makes the series elevated for you?
Is that what elevates the series for me? That's an interesting question. I haven't really thought about it. Give me a second.
I guess another way to,
because like I'm not all action punch fight. I do want that like depth of complexity.
Yeah, because that's what I've been getting is like you're more concerned about like portrayal in action, and then like these characters having a portrayal that fits to legends. But for me, like when I read a story, it's typically more interesting when I get to see beyond the title, because generally titles are misleading. They're typically played up. We know that from reality. They don't. They never match up to reality. So whenever I see that like shown in stories, that shit gets me going because it portrays to me reality. Like this is what typically happens when you read about legends. It's like, oh no, they're way more human than what the legends quote unquote say. Like,
and that's fair, but my only thing is I feel like Sasuke should have like developed a certain kind of, especially from Naruto of all people, like we're kind of losing a little bit, but yeah, like if he's being told like, hey, what you're doing is bad, and he just ignores it, and then he sees what the consequences of ignoring it is, then I expect him to learn from that when he's an adult. Yeah, 100%. The context may be different, but I do expect there to be like a learning, especially coming from Naruto of all people, who does it multiple times. And it's not like some complicated thing. Just swing by and spend time with your kid, at least enough time to recognize what she looks like, for God's sake.
Yeah, but again, like, and we are circling, because I'm just going to restate what I said way earlier, is that you keep coming at this from like your perspective, like how you think you would react, but you're not Sasuke. Sasuke is going to act differently based on his experiences, and given the experiences he had, it actually makes perfect sense the way he's acting at the beginning of Boruto. And I explained that way earlier.
I'm not just coming from it from my perspective. I literally spoke about what he did in the past and how that.
No. But again, I refuted that earlier by giving examples of like why I think you're actually wrong in that like those instances. This is a very, very big. There's a huge distinction in the circumstances in his life and what he feels like he needs to do at the beginning of Boruto, and how his experiences
are still the same. It's just a different coat of paint.
Mello, would you prefer if Sasuke was more relatable in Boruto?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Would you prefer if Sasuke was more relatable in Boruto?
Relatable to whom?
To you specifically, but I guess just in general.
I don't know what in general would be.
Okay, then just to you specifically.
Yeah, I don't know where that question.
The average person would be in general.
I don't know who the average person is. I can't answer that question from like a general perspective. And like, is he relatable to me? Like, he's like a demigod ninja super god.
I don't mean in terms of power scaling, obviously. I mean in terms of like the themes or the emotions.
He can't, like, the whole parent-child thing can't relate to me because I don't have a kid and don't want any.
I understand.
I mean, like, I don't have kids and I don't want kids, and Mello, me and you are
I mean
around
more
the same
like
age,
how he deals with the consequences.
You say the consequences, it's like multiple. Look, what I would like from him would be like what I can relate to personally, if you want to go down that route, is that I have like a niece, and she's like a little sister to me, and I try to like guide her and help her to like avoid things that I like, problems I fell into in my life, right? So I can relate to Sasuke trying to cultivate the next generation, and then also I can look at the guy who I like really enjoyed as a kid growing up, in Shippuden, and then I want to get to see him grow up and what he could be, right? I want to see him spend time with that child. I want to see him earn that, because he lost his family. Now he has one again. I want to see that shit, right? And I want to see him spend time with Naruto, and I want to see him fight epic battles, and I want to see him cultivate the next generation and his daughter.
But you do get to see all that. But don't you get to see literally all that in Boruto? I'm confused.
Yes, you do get to see it, but what I'm arguing is
he doesn't even help her train a single time in the manga.
Well, that not necessarily in the manga, but he does in the anime. So what I want to see is that and that alone. I don't need all that extra shit, because the problem, this is the reason why I brought up like how long does this last, because you get that for like a flash in the pan, and the rest of the series is just like this spiral downhill for Sasuke's character and his depiction for me. So I'm like, we don't spend a lot of time with Sasuke being at the peak of his powers, at the in terms of his portrayal.
Dude, I feel like you're jumping around from one thing to another right now. So like you're now going to like his power portrayal.
Sorry. So number one, we've been looping. So yeah, I am trying to like move the conversation forwards. And yeah. So that's what I kind of want to see. I mean,
but like, wait. I feel like you didn't like actually like respond to like what I said directly. Like we do get all that in Boruto, what you were saying earlier. So I don't see what like the problem is.
I have like three.
Like the power portrayal, honestly, is such a fucking like it is so dumb. I don't even want to get into it. But
wait. You can think that, but that's your opinion. Well, and that is what I'm talking about. So like that's what we're engaging.
Hobboy, there's context to that.
No. I know. Okay, wait. Back up. Back up for a second. So I just said like it didn't seem like what I said earlier. You didn't really seem to respond to though. And that
sorry. I'm being like bombarded with a lot of stuff, and I have like ADHD, so my memory sucks. Just can you repeat it for me again?
You're good. Like what I said earlier, I was like, everything you said from like, I want to see that guy who like learns and then becomes that, you know, that active father, that active husband, and like someone who can be a true like partner to Naruto in person, in real time, not just in the shadows all the time. Like we get all of that in Boruto. So I don't see what the problem is.
Oh yeah, I answered this. So what I said was, how long do we see him deal with this whole melodramatic conflict that you guys have been talking about? It's like very quick, and I think that time would be better spent actually depicting the character in a way that admittedly subjectively that I would like the character to be
Wait, okay. Wait, so your problem? Okay, wait. Yeah. Just for clarification, your problem isn't actually that like he has a transition. You just don't like the material in of the transition. You think it's like it's not compelling, and
that's what I've been saying this entire time. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Because what it seemed like you were saying earlier is it just makes no sense why he has that.
Mm-hmm.
Is that also your opinion?
Well, let me see. I don't like that he has it, and then also, see, this is interesting. I don't think it doesn't make sense. I do think there is a interpretation you can arrive at to make it make sense, but also I think he should be beyond that at this particular point because of what I would like to see, like where I would like to see him currently in the Boruto, well, not currently, but in the Boruto series when it begins. I would like to see him be beyond like these little petty little things, and
little
then like
petty.
Like to me, wanting to protect the future is one thing, and not seeing your kid. Maybe I'm not saying this right. It's so insignificant and like petulant and juvenile. Like, go see your fucking kid, man. Like, it's not rocket science. It's not like some difficult thing to
I don't know. For a lot of adults, it really fucking is.
But the problem is, he was told shit. He was told shit when he was a child in his formative years. He was told shit, and he didn't go. He went against the grain, and he suffered for it. So learn from that as a man.
No, but the reverse is also true, though. The reverse is also true, and it's not like, because again, going back to my earlier point, it's not like he's doing the same thing he was doing before, where most of his journey in OG Naruto and Shippuden was isolation for self-gratification. Now it's the opposite. Now it's isolation for self-sacrifice for others, right? Where before, that isolation was self-sacrifice at the detriment of everyone. Now it's self-sacrifice to the benefit. However, there's a caveat, and that caveat is it's at the detriment to the people he's trying to protect most. And that's what he fucking sees at the beginning of Boruto. He's like, oh, I've not only been hurting these people that I'm trying to protect the most, but I'm also stifling the growth of my daughter that's supposed to surpass me eventually, and maybe even being the people that is actually going to have the aptitude to stop the people I've been trying to stop. I need to be active. Again, like, this is all beautifully laid out in the very beginning of like the Boruto era stuff.
So, damn, I had like a really good response to what you just said. Fuck, what was it? I just forgot it. Give me a second. Somebody talk. Oh, he'll come to me.
One thing I will say is the fact that you don't like it isn't inherently a bad thing. You're not supposed to be like, yeah, Sasuke, you stay away from Sarda. You're supposed to look at him and be like, oh, come on, bro, just go see her. Like, you're supposed to want him to do.
Not me. I'm like, ignore your daughter so you can have an epic character development later. Yes, ignore her.
For me, okay.
Sorry, I don't really remember what I was saying, but like more so just to reply to what you're saying, and then we can get some other people in here, so we won't be like a circle jerk. Well, not really a circle jerk, but yeah. So
keep it a circle jerk. I love it.
So basically, I just feel like Sasuke's in Shippuden, his conclusion was bad. So I don't understand, like, why would he ever like just trust his own, like, not trust his own mind, but trust his own process.
I'm sorry. Wait. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Wait. What about the conclusion bad? I only heard conclusion, but what conclusion was bad?
Yeah. Well, not. So so basically, want to like take over the world, destroy Konoha, like get revenge. Like all of these like conclusions end in pain for him, or some kind of revelation that he was like wrong, or some admission of like being incorrect, right?
Sure.
So he's like stubbornly like moving forwards on this one path, and it seems to me that he's not the kind of person that should be just trusting in his own processes, because in the past his own processes have led him to bad conclusions, and the things that got him out of those bad conclusions, or rather the things that allowed him to understand that those conclusions were bad, were external elements. So it sounds like to me like as he becomes a man and he matures, he should probably lean more so into those external elements and less so into like his own internal processes. Because
but the thing is, you cannot just rely on the external processes. You have to always rely internally. You know.
No, you don't have to.
And his internal processes
I do
wrong at this
point. Wait, sorry, real quick. You don't always have to rely on your internal process. In fact, don't ever do that. That's bad. But I'm not saying it's one or the other. I'm saying a combination of the two, but probably lean more so into the external processes. I mean, the external advice more so than your internal processes based on your own personal history.
I feel like this is like we're getting too much into the weeds right now. Really, fundamentally, what your argument is centered on is that like he's had experience before being told something and then him not listening and then being wrong, right? That's like essentially what you're saying.
Yeah,
but what I have to say is that's actually not true. What actually happened is Sasuke was told something that led him astray. And the only time he was proven wrong is when he gets to see that in action. Naruto proves exactly what he's been telling Sasuke for so long, and he was the first one to do that. Where before, people were telling Sasuke, hey, little brother, hey, I annihilated our clan, and you know what? Come get revenge on me, bitch. Let's see how strong you can get. Obito, what does he tell him? He's like, oh yeah, Itachi did do all this shit, and it was really bad, which was true. But he also told him, hey, you know what? I'm Madara Uchiha, and the Nine Tails was a natural disaster. Like Sasuke has been constantly led astray, manipulated, told lies. But what happens in Naruto is it's not necessarily that he just listens. He gets to see the strength of Naruto's words in action. He gets to see it, and then he's convinced, right? It's not just he's being told something and finally listens.
There's two things here. So, like, we already gone over, like, who's been telling him what. I'm talking about Naruto specifically. Like, what Naruto tells, like you basically laid it out perfectly. I'm not talking about him being told by Itachi or Obito. He's being told by Naruto, hey, go see your kid. Right, so Naruto should be someone he trusts because Naruto's word in the past.
You're not like. I feel like you're punching through the last thing I said.
There's one more thing I wanted to say.
Right, wait. But I have to say this. Wait, please.
We have to take the context in mind. You're talking about these grandiose themes in Shippuden that he was like led astray from, but in Boruto it's very simple. Go see your kid.
No, it's not that simple. Dude, you're literally like you're disregarding everything I've said in this conversation. You know it is not that simple.
I'm not trying
to. You know it is not that simple. You know there's so much writing on Sasuke's decisions. This is exactly what did I initially say in this conversation? Adult life is about complexities bombarding you and a lot of the times obscuring the simple thing. I literally said at the beginning of this conversation, the simple things that ultimately matter the most. Both Naruto and Sasuke's character arc at the beginning of the Boruto era is about this fundamental thing that all adults will fucking face. I faced it constantly. So again, what I was saying is, touching on what you were saying earlier, again, you're like punching through my final point on even like the Naruto and Sasuke stuff. It's not just that Naruto told him something and Sasuke finally listened. Naruto proved his resolve through action, and he was the first one to reach Sasuke on that fundamental level where he showed Sasuke, this is the conclusion of my ideal. This is why I'm
talking about scale. This is why I'm talking about scale. That's different than go see your kid. Like Naruto doesn't need to back that up. It's just simple.
Wait. You're literally power scaling emotional resonance, bro. This is like sludge braining right now.
No. It's not power scaling.
No. It's just as important.
There's these grandiose things and there's these smaller things.
No, but it's just as important to Sasuke's mentality. Listen, again,
I'm not
because it's not just you're looking at his family in a vacuum. There's so much else writing on this. It's that the larger threat at play, what I have to protect. Not just them, but the entire village. You know, my comrade, the Hokage. Naruto's position as the Hokage, his family, and again,
What threat?
The threat that he's chasing the entire time. What do you mean?
What threat is that?
The Otsutsuki stuff.
No, it's not. He does there's no confirmation that stuff exists. He's
okay. Now we're okay. So you're shifting the goalposts. You keep shifting the goalposts.
Well, explain how I'm shifting goalposts.
Because now we're talking about what he's chasing. What I'm talking about. I'm still arguing your scaling of like what matters more, right? Because to Sasuke in this moment, that conflict with Naruto has already passed. That is a done deal. Now there's a new conflict that's equally important because he has bonds now. he has these bonds, and they're the most important thing now to him. Is like preserving those bonds. It's why he's doing this. It's why he's ignoring them because he feels like that will preserve the bonds.
I don't think it's equally important though.
How? No, to Sasuke, you keep looking at it from your perspective. To Sasuke, it's equally important, if not even more important, because the bonds he has now that he wants to keep. To Sasuke, it's so important.
I feel like I've kind of ran down this road several times. Like in Shippuden, we have what is, and what in Boruto, this is why I brought out the context in which he's operating under. We have what could be. So he's foregoing a bond with his own family, his own child for.
He's not. Wait. I have to stop you because I literally just said earlier to Sasuke, from his perspective, this is the way to preserve that bond. And I told you he's wrong. He's wrong, but he thinks he's right. And then we get
back to the foundation of this entire conversation. It's not that I don't acknowledge what they presented in the material. I don't like that they presented it.
So there's no, but dude, you keep doing this back and forth thing where it seems like what you're doing is saying like, oh, there's inconsistencies and it makes no sense. Oh, but now I just don't like it. You know, I see it and it all makes sense, but I just don't like it. Like we keep going. I feel like we keep going back and forth. Like, which one is it? Is it inconsistent and you hate it for that, or is it just that you just don't like it? Like it all makes sense and it makes sense for Sasuke's character, and you just don't like it. Which one is it?
I don't think, excuse me, I don't think your interpretation is the definitive take. I think that you can have a perspective on it, and based upon your own perspective, you can arrive at the conclusion that you're arriving at. If I look at it from a different perspective, I arrive at the conclusions that I'm arriving at. I don't care either way because I don't like that they presented this to begin with. But since we're having a conversation about it, then I'm engaging in the conversation.
I mean, one thing I wanted to say.
You just did not answer my question.
So basically, I literally just answered your question. Basically, all you're doing is presenting your opinion. I'm presenting mine. Your opinion, like your opinion, is not.
This is every argument / discussion / debate 101. That's irrelevant. Listen, okay. Fundamentally, again, I'll ask the question.
It's not irrelevant. It's literally the answer to your question.
No, so again, what is it that there's inconsistencies in it and you don't like those and it makes no sense to be starting out with Sasuke's character arc like this? Or is it that you acknowledge it, but you just don't find it very enthralling, and you would prefer Sasuke to act a different way, and that would be more satisfying as a viewer for you? Which is it A or B?
Have I not answered this question like multiple times?
If you have, I'm just retarded, and give it to me. Give it to me in the dumbed down version.
I don't like how they depicted Sasuke in the Boruto series, and I think your interpretation is fine, and I think my interpretation is fine. Like I don't know what else to say. I mean, yeah.
Okay, so I'm like thinking about everything you've said, everything you've said. So you're still on the fact that, and correct me if I'm wrong, is a little bit of both. You don't like that Sasuke is not listening to Naruto, right? You think that makes no sense, right? You think that doesn't make any sense. Or it shouldn't be that way. No, maybe it does make sense, but you feel like in your version that you would create, you wouldn't have it that way. You wouldn't have any conflict right there. You would just listen to Naruto. And so, you know what, Naruto, you're right.
I think it makes sense based upon what they've established in the Boruto series. But I think if you take into consideration his entire character from Shippuden onwards, I don't know how he arrives at that conclusion. I don't know how you get him there to the point where he doesn't listen to Naruto of all people for this very simple thing.
So you just don't agree with my explanations earlier, I guess? Is that the contention?
I mean, doesn't Sasuke tell Naruto, like, shouldn't you be home too, or something? Like,
this is what I wanted to say. Thank you for saying that, Camcam, because I want to ask this like a million times. So the thing is, Naruto tells him something. That's not what's important in Naruto, like the Naruto manga. Ignore Boruto. What's not important is what Naruto tells Sasuke. It's what he shows Sasuke. When it comes to this be at home thing, Naruto tells him it, but he doesn't show Sasuke it. Naruto isn't even doing it himself.
Wait, so can I answer that?
He's not showing Sasuke the light of being at home because Naruto is running into the same issue, more or less. And that, you could even argue, influences Sasuke because it's like, you're not doing it either, bro. So it can't be that important, right? That's the kind of impression you would get from Sasuke's perspective. It can't be that important if you're not doing it.
I've answered it twice, but
Okay, well, I don't remember, so can you remind us?
Yeah, so this is the reason why I brought up like the scale, right? Because one thing would be, okay, Naruto is trying to like convince Sasuke to do something different in Shippuden. That thing is like what he's trying to convince him not to do is like super important for him to like prove that, because the scale is like bigger. And I already know what you're gonna say. Like I heard you, I get it, right? It's to Sasuke, it is important. I get it.
It's even more important. It's just more important. It just is.
Okay, I've been listening. I heard you. We just disagree. But but to me, when we get to like the Boruto era, I don't think Naruto needs to prove shit because the scale isn't that high. It's very simple. Go see your kid.
But there's a difference between not proving something and actively contradicting it and living a life that's contrary to the advice you're giving. What he tells Sasuke is, I play my role as Hokage, you play your role out there. But also, I'm also going to be always playing my role and also kind of ignoring my family in the process. But I'm going to tell you, Sasuke, you should come back to the village and do that because that's working. What Sasuke says is, well, you're functioning just fine as Hokage and you're telling me this shit? I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing and I'm going to follow my lead because you're actually
go sweep your own porch.
He knows he doesn't have a healthy work-life balance though, because he sees what happens like with his kid. He brings like the jacket and then like they start doing like the comparison stuff. Like he knows it's not a healthy work-life balance, but they're like,
but that's after the fact. But that's like after the Naruto guidance stuff. After he has that transition.
Yeah, this is the reason why I told you like Naruto doesn't just bring it up once that you should go see your family. There's like multiple instances in the anime, but like you don't like the anime, so.
Well, the anime canon is essentially filler to me because it's all like, I cannot believe you guys watch that shit.
I know.
Oh, but hang on, because this goes.
I like the anime because it gives
into.
me a little bit more information to work with.
So that leads into Naruto's and Sasuke's bet, though, because that's a tuning exams arc, which is canon, which is like one of the overarching themes. I don't remember which one bet for which. I think Sasuke bet the next generation will succeed, but he's the one saying that, whereas Naruto's the one that's not. It might be vice versa.
Propelling right off. Yes, I talked about this in my video.
The soul of the shinobi being the same or different.
Yeah.
Sasuke bets that it's the same. Naruto thinks it's different. He's not so sure that it is the same now.
Yeah,
Sasuke says no. The soul of the shinobi will never change.
It's like an immediate like portrayal of how he grew in Naruto Gaiden. Immediate portrayal. It's right in front of our faces. If we look at Naruto Gaiden and then look at the
grown by this point either. So of course Naruto is on the wrong side here. Sasuke gets his growth as a parent first, technically. Even though Naruto's the one telling Sasuke what to do, the tuning exams takes place after Naruto Gaiden. So technically Sasuke grows first.
Because by the way,
it makes sense for who to pick what.
Mello, everything you said about Sasuke is also applicable to Naruto. Like, wasn't he alone? Wasn't he always trying to like not only maintain his guns and recover them?
I have a video talking about the same topic, but for Naruto.
Oh no, bro! Dude.
My point. Yeah,
you shouldn't. He was talking about both of them. I knew that.
I actually concluded that Sasuke doesn't fail. I don't think Kishimoto failed Sasuke. I think he failed Naruto, but I don't think he failed Sasuke.
Oh my god! You're gonna make me cry, bro.
So where did he fail Naruto at?
Yeah,
I think that's another. We'll look into that.
I don't know if I can take it anymore.
We'll look into that another time, maybe. But I think the Soul of the Shinobi persisting is really interesting because in that arc, Sasuke is proven correct. Boruto, despite not having Naruto in his life, Boruto, as a Soul of the Shinobi, he does persist. So it's literally shown that Sasuke is correct in that arc, which is also after Sasuke Gaiden, which is very interesting. So yes, in this case, Sasuke not being home is, I guess, quote-unquote, the correct answer because it didn't lead to a wrong conclusion. Sarada's soul as a shinobi will still persist, whether Sasuke is there for her or not.
Sure, in a sense, but I don't think that touches on exactly what we were contending on. But thank you, Ood.
Yeah, well, that's why I said that. I wasn't changing the topic.
I wouldn't say it's the right choice. It's just not as bad as you're saying. It's bad, but not the worst. Really.
Well, he's saying that it's an answer that has worked out for him, and it's continuing to work out for him. Regardless if it's wrong later, it's worked out so far.
What's the answer you're talking about again?
The fact that he is able to say the soul of a shinobi persists, even though he's not been there for Sarada, but he's seen that Sarada has been able to grow on her own.
Well, that's okay.
I guess that's
it's
more
not
like
that she's doing it on her own. It's just that
It's the society.
Okay, at the same time, the Mirai manga also came out, or at least the Mirai story, which also has the same theme. Obviously, Asuma wasn't there for Mirai, but Mirai took what Asuma was as her father, and she learned and grew and developed based around that, even though Asuma wasn't in her life.
I don't know what we're talking about. I'm gonna be honest. I lost the plot.
I haven't actually read the Mirai manga.
No,
I have watched
because there had, well, like because there were people like around her who knew Asuma, so like you know, she had a good example of like who her dad was based on, you know, her knowledge of him.
Well, and that's the same thing though. That's what Sasuke says. She has Sakura. He does have someone. She's not actually alone. She's just missing Sasuke, which is a problem, but it's not like the same as Naruto having no parents. Well, she's still got a very good parent in Sakura.
Yeah, but that's like, I feel like you're like the point, like literally just like went over your head. Like literally the point of that, the end of that story, Naruto Gaiden, is Sasuke acknowledging, oh no, I'm necessary inside of his life. Like I have to be there. Like I feel like you're like, that went right over your head. That's what I was saying earlier.
No, I agree, but I'm saying that he's telling this to Naruto because it's whatever, whatever.
Like each parent.
Wait, but like no, again, because you're also like contradicting what I was supposed to be my point regarding Naruto. Is Sasuke saying like, hey, you know, the next generation is worth investing into and worth paying acute attention to. You need to be more attentive to Boruto. See what happened when you were minutely attentive to him. See his progress just in this short amount of time. Like that's the point. Like I feel like you're saying the opposite right now.
Boruto really didn't develop any of that because of Sasuke in that arc. What did he develop because of Sasuke from that arc?
Even in that moment, because of Naruto, he was able to do a feat that he had never even come close to before. And this time it wasn't with a scientific ninja tool. It was through that connection he shares with his father.
You mean the father-son Rasengan? I wouldn't equate that to Boruto.
No. Again, it's that union. But this goes all the way back to Naruto. That union building strength, and even regardless of the big Rasengan, what does he do later? What does he do later on? Is like he exudes some of old, you know, classic Naruto like trickery, and wins because like what that not only does he get stronger because of that union with Naruto and, you know, chakra, I guess, if you want to get physical with it, but also like ideologically, it bolsters his mindset, therefore giving him like not only courage, but energy to win, right? Like his mind is clear, therefore he can see the enemy clearly and win, right? That's kind of like, you know, Naruto shonen.
He's going to resolve amp, more or less, you could say.
Yes.
Yeah, so I completely agree with all that, but like you said, that happens later on. The narrative's just changed by that point. At this point, the narrative is focused on the previous generation surpassing the last.
But again, this isn't dispelling what I just said at all. But the previous generation can only surpass the last when the last tutors them and mentors them and then builds them up.
That's not true
This is all
at
the way back. And what should we do? Not only preserve the king, but like help the king bloom. What does Shikamaru say? That student, Asuma's kid, will be my student. I will help that student blossom, because they can't just blossom alone. That's like the point of Sasuke and Naruto's story as like parents at the beginning of like the series.
Or even parental figures, and that's what Mirai has as parental figures in her life. You know, to carry on her father's will, basically.
No, okay. Let me clarify from the previous generation to specifically like the parents, because the parent dynamic is what's being focused on here. So Naruto throughout like all of Shippuden pretty much didn't grow as a ninja because of Minato, in the same way that Sasuke didn't grow because of Fugaku or Mikoto. He used their memory and used that to amplify his hatred or his strength in that regard, but that's not them teaching them. In the same way, Mirai isn't learning from Asuma or Kurenai. He's learning from Tamari. So yes, he's still learning from they're still learning from the previous generation. Like Naruto learned from Kakashi in the same way Naruto also learned wind style from Asuma, etc., etc., but they're not learning specifically from their parents. But they're still surpassing their parents.
That doesn't have to be...
Naruto had a parental figure in Iruka or Jiraiya or Kakashi, whoever you want to pick. He doesn't have an actual parent, but he played the role of parent.
Yeah, I feel like you're really pushing the parent lingo, like you're being too direct with it. Like you're just looking at parent. It's got to be a parent. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is Naruto can be an additional asset, especially because he is a parent. He can be that much better as a guidance for Boruto to help him grow. It's not necessarily that Boruto like needs it to be specifically Naruto. It's just that Naruto can be one more asset that can be the difference between Boruto surpassing something that he previously couldn't, which is exactly what's demonstrated in the fight with Momoshiki. It wasn't just Sasuke's training. It was that father and son bonding moment where they shared their powers. And then Boruto had that mental clarity at the end to do that final little like, gotcha moment on Momoshiki and then win. It wasn't just the big Rasengan, which again, he could only accomplish with the union with Naruto, but also that final like, gotcha bitch moment, which also has to do with his training with Sasuke, as we know. So it's a little bit of both, right?
But again, that's showing the soul of the shinobi, and Naruto hasn't been there for him in that arc.
But he was there. But he was literally right before he fight. That's my point.
I meant up to this point. Yes, at the very end of the arc. Yes, up to that point. That's
where it mattered most.
I understand that. But again, you're saying things that happen later on in the narrative to say it applies earlier on. Whereas, yes, it does. We're not shown it earlier on.
I literally said the opposite. I said, for the proceeding stuff with when he does the final blow to Momoshiki, that's what sent him over that edge to be able to defeat Momoshiki. Is that little union? All it took was that little spark that held promises of so much more. Oh, that's all it took. That's the point.
I think I agree with him, Oodie.
I understand, but we haven't been shown that at the point earlier on.
We were literally just shown that before he defeated Momoshiki. What are you talking about?
That's at the end of the arc.
But that's where it matters, because like that's when it's demonstrated. Because like there's a conversation between Sasuke and Boruto on this like the stairwell, and like Boruto doesn't understand. He thinks it's old fashioned. So clearly everything that preceded that wasn't enough to establish or instill those values into him. But you see at the end of that fight that he has those values, so it tells you when he got the values, which would be towards the
which connects to what I was saying, by the way, with Naruto and Sasuke earlier, about how you truly don't get perspective until you can see it in actualization.
Okay,
dude, every character in Naruto experiences this.
I understand these themes apply backwards, but at the point in the story, like in the middle of the Momoshiki arc, we don't know that the parent and child Rasengan is even possible for Boruto.
I don't see how that. Why does that fucking matter, dude?
You're talking about the connection. The connection there is the important part.
So you're saying like a connection that would. Yeah, we don't have future knowledge.
That's what I'm saying.
Oodie, here's another way to. All right, Oodie, here's something.
Please tell me. Please help me out. Yes.
No, Oodie, hold on. When Boruto tells Naruto at the tuning exams, when Naruto grabs his starmanship, and he says, "Well, if you had been there for me, maybe I wouldn't have had to, use my ninja tag thing." The point is, had Naruto been there with him, Boruto could have potentially just been stronger on his own. He wouldn't need ninja tag. The father-son Rasengan is just like a specific moment embodying that. It's the father being there for the son, literally making the son directly stronger in that moment.
But Kamui, that's
it's kind of like an embodiment of that point.
That's why I said the middle of the arc, because that's the midpoint where it changes.
What? What are you talking about?
So everything up to that point is what I'm talking about. That point is where it stops being applicable.
You're being way too vague.
Can you
be more specific?
Say your point again?
Yeah.
We're all lost.
Let me pause. Okay, I'm ready.
What is blood waffling about?
There you go, Camcam. You said it.
Dude.
Okay.
I was waiting. I was waiting for you to say waffling. That's a cute word.
Okay.
Thank you. So I've gained a new invested interest in it myself. So yeah.
Mine is toxic codependency. So yeah.
What? Okay. Wow.
Yeah,
I should start using that now.
That's a lot more. That's a lot more morbid than mine.
Jesus.
Yeah. So, can you explain yourself a little bit more about like what exactly is changing?
Yeah, so the first half of the arc is Boruto's over-reliance on scientific ninja tech because he doesn't have that connection with Naruto. He can't find what he needs from Naruto, so he's having to resort to scientific ninja tech. At the middle of the arc, we see his resolve, the answer that led to this moment, the change, where he does understand, he acknowledges that he needs that connection, but the audience hasn't got that yet. The whole first half of the story
like with
is
the jacket
over-reliance.
moment, is that what you mean?
What? No.
Like when Naruto gets taken away by Momoshiki and
I'm
gets
talking
the
about...
jacket.
I thought it was because Boruto just was impatient, so he took a quick route with his scientific ninja tech to get praise from his father.
Yeah, the way I thought about it was that he just wanted attention from Naruto, and he wanted praise from his father. Like any attention was kind of good attention.
And the quickest way to get there was to use the scientific technology. Not only that, because he was also doubting his own strength and his own abilities. Because
he was kind of trash. He lost a shipudden die. So
I mean, that's sort of restating what I said, just in worse words. But all right.
Is it?
It's worse words.
Good, bro.
I feel like this was a little more because you're very
clarify what you said, but I don't know.
Yeah. Like we're trying to get you to just like try to be clear on what you meant.
You're very vague. You're just kind of stating your general premise without explaining like how you're getting to that premise. It's making me a little lost.
Okay, so Sarron, what is my general premise that I'm not explaining? And I'll explain it.
Well, that's what we're asking you.
Yeah.
I need you to explain it first.
That's what I'm saying, Sarron.
We need the details.
What is your what even is your premise?
We need the ingredients of your dish. You know, we need your recipe.
Spicy. I would love to have other type of conversations with you because I like your perspective and maybe you can help me out with some other ideas that I have about the series.
Yeah, I got you, bro. Yeah, hey, I just want you to know, if it ever seems like when I argue, I hate you, I do like I come across. I get pretty heated in debate, but it's legit just my. I don't get to debate. I love debating. I love arguing, and I don't get to do it often. So sometimes I get a little too excited, but sometimes that can manifest, and it seemingly seems like I like hate the person I'm talking to. And I'm like, oh, fuck you, like, but genuinely, when I say this, like. It's just because I'm super passionate about what I'm talking about generally. It's not that I hate you. Like, I have no problems with you, no problems. I just want to clarify that because some people, well, actually, not just some, a lot of people in the past have taken that as like, bro, like, why do you like you're so vitriolic in this bit? I was like, hey, bro, I'm sorry. I get energized, you know. So
yeah, I can respect passion. I think I've gotten the same criticisms too, so I definitely respect it. But yeah, I look forward to future conversations for sure. But I didn't want to interrupt you guys, but yeah, I just wanted to cap that off real quick.
Okay.
Okay, well,
we're gonna watch Sage's Reigns video.
Screw my premise. I'd rather talk on other points.
I want to hear what Oodie has to say.
Completely different. I wanted to kind of rip apart that video, but it's too late now. I'm about to.
No, it's not too late, Sarron. We will get to it. But Oodie,
he meant it's too late for Sarron. Well, screw my premise. We're not going to understand my premise. I'll just talk on other things from the argument.
He's over it.
Give us your freaking premise.
He's over it.
No, you're not, Oodie.
Let him wiggle out.
I'm not over it, so give me it.
Officially wiggled out. Okay, Kamui, if you want to hear my premise, then what you do is...
IRL Orochimaru and live to see another day. Okay.
So Kamui, if you want to hear my premise, boot up stream, go back about 3 minutes, and then just listen.
No, we've already tried that. I think it's pointless. Just say it. You've already done this every time. Just fucking say it.
Just to rewatch.
Say what you mean and mean what you say.
Because it's not going to be exactly 3 minutes. We're going to have to like scroll through the entire thing.
No, because I wanted to give my thoughts on the previous conversation, considering I didn't want to interrupt it, and so I had like a lot of thoughts.
Well, okay,
give us your premise first.
No, okay, so like I was saying,
he doesn't want to talk about it. He doesn't want to talk about
it. Maybe I'll come back to it, Kamui. Remind me to come back.
He doesn't want to talk about it.
I want
to let him talk what he wants to talk about.
Yeah, we can talk about it. You can talk about it another time.
Well, no, while Mello and Hotboy are still here, I want to give my thoughts on their arguments so they can give their response.
If it's further consolation, I have to say, the last time I was in this that conversation was way better than the last conversation we had on this podcast I had with you guys. So much so that I have work and I got to wake up for it at 6 a.m. and right now it is 1 a.m. and I have
you might as well start.
I did not help. I'm at least gonna get like a little bit of beauty sleep. But
I'm running on 4 hours of sleep, so.
Jeez. I guess Sarron calling you out for picking your nose got you into this debate too.
Okay, in that case, Hot Boy,
just gonna pop in and defend all my Giga Chad nose pickers.
Giga
Bro
Chad,
said
get the
quote
fuck outta here,
unquote
bro.
hygienic. It's not quote unquote at all.
I'm gonna add you on Discord.
Dang it! Like if I
Okay,
never mentioned that, we would have been ripping apart Sage's Rain video. I could have gotten what I wanted. I should have just kept my mouth shut.
Hey, listen.
Like Sage's Rain.
Sage's okay. Listen. I've said this before.
I like some of his other videos. I just don't like the video that you watched on your stream. That video was bad.
Sage's Rain. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say what no one else is brave enough to say. Sage's Rain predominantly says a bunch of like obvious observations, and he just sounds profound. He
sounds very sexy. I will say it. You know.
Yeah. He talks really slow and dramatic, and you're like, damn, it's so profound. But if you actually listen to what he's saying, it's like not very. It's the brevity is really lacking in his content. He kind of like runs through the same points, and also like he sticks on one point for like way too long. Like I don't. But genuinely, a lot of people like him, and a lot of people think he's profound and enthralling. I just don't agree.
I don't think he's profound, but I think for newcomers to the series who had just finished watching Naruto, if they want like a slight refresher on like some of the arcs that they didn't fully get or fully get a grasp of everything, his video is nice to listen to get just a little bit more clarity. And if you want to go a little deeper, there's other content creators, like your videos go quite a bit deeper than his do. They can then go find.
Yeah, or Craft Store, for instance, is another great example of someone who like has like really acute observations that I think like not a lot of people pick up on. Even me.
Who's that? Who's that?
His name's Craftsdorf. He has a few videos on Naruto. Yeah, all of which are really good.
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah, but that's kind of like the sector of Sage's Rain's videos that I think are probably for. I don't know how many people truly think that he is profound and that he is.
I think he sounds. I think that's what he's saying. He sounds.
In other words,
I've never watched a single video. I'm trying to get to that.
But how many people? I don't see a lot of people thinking that he is profound.
Okay, listen. I'll say this. If you read my comments, you'll see a lot of glazing. Okay, you'll see like everyone's like, "Dude, you're so profound." I see the same comments on Sage's Rain, and so they're pretty equivocal. So I think a lot of people who watch Sage's Rain think he's as profound as I am, because not only that, but I've literally gotten comments that say like, "Bro, you're like Sage's Rain," and I'm like, "Fuck you, I'm not."
Okay. To be fair, I will say you two both have the same speaking style. Even if you don't hear it, I hear it.
Okay. Listen,
as somebody who is a professional,
I at least talk a little bit faster. Okay. Give me some credit here. I at least talk a little bit faster.
Oh, I listen to Sage's Rain's videos on 1.5 times speed. Yeah. So that's not possible.
That makes sense.
Bros,
But do you watch my videos on 1.5 times speed? That's the question.
No.
There you go. Because you know what happens? Because if you watch my videos on 1.5 times speed, you'll miss important information because I don't linger on a point and like drag it out to fucking hell's end. I go on one point, it's really cute, it's really cool observation, then I move on. Go to the next point. If you watch my shit on like 2 times speed, you're gonna miss a bunch of shit.
Yeah. Like
Oodie watched Attack on Titan.
God, I hate the fact that this is going to come across as glazing, because it absolutely is. You're one of the only channels that I can watch at 1 time speed, and I still have to pause and go back just to think about
glaze
it.
Me.
Yeah. Literally,
I listen to music fast forwarded, but I can't listen to your videos at even 1.25 times.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get all the Zoomer brains into attention. I'm doing it right.
Literally, like every 2 sentences, I'm pausing it for like 20 seconds just to think about it.
Dude, I'm about to mute you, honestly. Shut the fuck up.
Thank you for the glazing. That's gonna make me not depressed for the rest of the week. That cured my depression for the week. Cured my depression for the week.
Going a little too far right now.
Well, get some sleep, man. Don't
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys.
The one point on the previous argument I want to say before you go is it's crazy how you'll say the simple things are the thing that matter when you are so violently against the infinite Tsukiyomi. All right, have a good night.
like I lost I don't know the context of this. But okay.
You don't need to know the context. It's fine, Mello. You're not missing out on it.
Is that something to do with Madara? Because he always talks about
Madara. You didn't miss shit. You did not miss shit.
Real quick, Kamui, we gotta ask you because of the last stream. We'll just let you answer. So, if Obito hypothetically beat Naruto and Sasuke,
poor guy, let him go to sleep. Let him go to sleep.
Yeah,
was Madara planning to stop Obito himself so that he could do the infinite Tsukiyomi himself if he had to? Did Madara want to do it himself if it meant stopping Obito?
Yes.
Wait. Like, can you restate the entire thing? Because some people were talking over you initially, and I didn't get the first few sentences.
So hypothetically, Naruto and Sasuke and everyone don't beat Obito. Was Madara planning, whether he could or not, was Madara planning to stop Obito himself so that Madara himself could do the infinite Tsukiyomi?
Oh, had Naruto and Sasuke not interfered and Obito became like the Ten Tails and all that other shit happened?
Yeah, like if they just couldn't beat Obito, was Madara planning to stop him so that he himself could do the infinite Tsukiyomi instead of Obito?
I'd imagine, given what we have of Madara and his characters, this is actually a really interesting question. I actually really like this question. It's not every day with like what if. Wait, what?
Me and Kamui had an entire conversation with Ood for like an hour straight about
20 minutes.
Oh, fuck.
It was longer than that.
It was 21. I made the video.
We already cut it down to 21.
Me and Kamui.
Didn't you guys provide panels like to prove it, or?
Yeah. Okay, so what is Hotboy's opinion? What is Hotboy's opinion?
I think given his characterization, I think Madara would definitely try to usurp Obito and be the savior that gets everyone into the dream world.
Exactly, Oodie. I told you.
We provided manga panels.
I'm glad you said the word savior.
Screw off, Kamui.
Oh, okay, I'm glazing Hotboy. You know what? You rock. You're the best.
Thank you.
No,
Thank you, guys.
best
I appreciate all the glazing tonight. But
that's it. I'm not glazing you for another couple months. Sorry.
Okay.
That's all you get.
Before you go, Space wanted to know, yes or no, have you seen My Hero Academia? Space wanted to know, yes or no?
You guys, about 3 people are talking to me at the same time.
Your One Piece videos are good too. I enjoy them as well. You should go now.
Well, yeah, have you seen My Hero Academia?
I appreciate that.
Because Space.
I worked hard on those Wano videos, kind of, a little bit.
I liked some.
Sorry,
so what's the topic? Because I love One Piece.
He talked about the big one of the videos that I watched that gave me a little bit more insight. Although I still don't really like the fight that much. I do like the general concept of what Oda was going for. It was on the Big Mom and Law versus Kid fight.
Who's
Oda? You watched that video? Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Check that one out.
Yeah. Well, I would recommend if you're going to start with any of my, because I went through a spree of making a bunch of Wano videos. I made like a Zoro versus King video. I made a Sanji versus Queen video. I made a Kaido video. I made a Luffy Gear 5 video. I'd recommend those starting with my Kaido video because Kaido is like a hot villain. Like, is he terrible? Is he great?
A lot of people are like on either side. It's very strange.
Yeah, so I made a, of course, me being true to my nature, I made from a very positive perspective. I made kind of I see it as my best One Piece video. Others might disagree. I know a lot of people fucking love my Sanji video. A lot of people fucking love my Zoro video. My personal favorite of my Wano videos I did was my Kaido video. So I definitely recommend you watch that if you're watching it.
Is he like your favorite like villain or antagonist? Kaido?
In One Piece, no, but he's my second favorite, and it's pretty damn close. I say Doflamingo, yes. How'd you know?
It's my favorite.
My favorite as well.
And I think it's very fitting because he kind of reminds me a lot of a Naruto antagonist. I think is why I like him so much.
I don't like Kaido that much. He's not even. I don't really like him that much. So I'm going to watch the video, maybe seeing if I can see him in a different light, because I am very mixed on him. I like him kind of ish. But I don't love his conclusion. But I do understand what Oda was going for.
I'm curious about Crocodile when he was like
Oda.
Antagonist, but
I'm saying Oda.
I
am saying Oda.
You want to know?
Oh, it's Goda. Okay.
Cringe.
Yeah, but Kaido, I think is just he's my type of villain because he is Oda, whether intentionally or not, and I don't care if it's intentional. I've talked about this a lot in my streams. How intentionality doesn't actually matter when it comes to story interpretation, especially thematic interpretation. But essentially, Kaido is like super simplistic on the surface, but it's when you really dig down, you think like, oh yeah, there's definitely nuance there. You can see it, but when you dig into the nuance, you find like, oh, there's like it goes way deeper than that. And I touch on all that in my video. True to my nature, in the first like minute and 50 seconds of that video, I'm not talking about Kaido. I'm actually talking about Doflamingo, but I connect it. It makes sense why I'm talking about Doflamingo in the intro of the video. So, yeah, it's just I love that video. That's like I think the only One Piece video I've made that I've actually like gone back and rewatched. I'm like, damn, this one was really a banger. So,
do you have any videos outside of like anime, like Star Wars or?
Dude, I fucking wish. I made a Better Call Saul video, and it was like just a 4-minute video, like a little like where it was just my ode to the finale of it and why I thought it was so perfect for Saul Goodman's character. And just those videos, they just don't do any. And I made other videos in the past, like I've actually made a Star Wars video in the past, but I had to like delete it because it just didn't go anywhere because only my Naruto and One Piece videos seem to ever get views. So yeah. I can't really. It's unfortunate, but I'm passionate about so much more than One Piece and Naruto. Like, yeah, there's just
at least you got 2 series that you can actually get views from, not just one, because a lot of channels are locked on just one.
True. So yeah. Well, but
it's 2's better than 1, especially because you love them both.
Yeah, I do like. One Piece is like my favorite manga, and Naruto is like very, very close. Second favorite. So
yeah, I'm very close together and how much I enjoy them. I like them a lot. And I did it took me a while to get into One Piece because it was the art style, the aesthetic, how still
you're like
I didn't like it at first, but then I loved it. It didn't take me very long to love it. I now love the art style.
Who's your favorite character?
Me?
My favorite character?
Both of you, I guess.
Oh, I don't have a favorite One Piece character. I don't have a favorite Naruto character. Whenever I have a collection of characters that I just like a lot, I don't end up having a favorite. I can never name a favorite.
That's very respectable. That's very respectable.
So I don't have one.
For me, I'm a goober brain fucking. I'm gonna look at this character and fucking jerk off, even though they're male, and I'm not gay at all. But they're kind of turning me a little bit homosexual, making me question my sexuality. There is one man that can do that. It is Vin Smoke D Sanji, bro. That man.
Wait, who? D?
That sexy ass man. D. He's got the D. He's got the D. He's got the D. He's got the D because he makes my dick hard every time he fucking smokes a cigarette. Every time he kicks. God damn that man.
Hey, listen, I respect the dedication. Sanji.
Bro, that's my boy. Okay, listen, he can be a little much at times with his, with his perv gag. Although, in my oldest Sanji video, I tackle how that like was transcended post time skip to be like very relevant to like the thematic through line Oda was going all throughout post time skip. But besides that, I don't really find it that funny. But that still doesn't detract. That still doesn't detract from all the greatness.
Would you say he's like the most developed Straw Hat?
I wouldn't say. I just happen to. I just happen to like his.
Changed more than Sanji.
No, I think if we're gonna talk about like the amount of development, the amount of times these characters have transcended, the Monster Trio I think are pretty equivocal. I think the Monster Trio are on a tier of their own. Both Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji I think have received like pretty comparable amounts of like accumulative development. In my opinion, it just so happens that I like Sanji's the most, and it speaks to me the most. But I would never say like, "Oh, Sanji's like way more developed than Zoro or Luffy or whatever." No, I would never say that. Luffy's probably like my second favorite character.
What I meant by that, by mentioning Robin, is that I'm not saying that she develops as many times as Luffy's or Sanji do. I'm saying for where she started to where she is now, she's completely different. She changed the most. Not that she gets the as much development as they do throughout the story.
Sure.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I guess for Robin, it's a lot more transparent. And with like Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji, especially Zoro and Onigashima, because oh my god, I feel like I'm the only one who fucking understood Zoro. Well, no, Marimo, my editor. God, that guy is like One Piece encyclopedia. That's like the only series he fucking cares about. So I remember he was telling me stuff that were kind of similar to what I was thinking about Zoro and King. So he was a little bit already on my track. But other than fucking Marimo, my fucking editor, I saw no one that seemed to understand the significance of like Zoro's King of Hell moment with King, and how actually that is like his best piece of development to date. If you want context on that, that's in my Zoro. It's called Zoro's Greatest Moment from a Knight to a King. That's the video title. It's one of the more recent videos on my channel. If you just look at my channel,
check it out.
I'll be
watching. I have no idea what you're talking about, so I'm curious.
Yeah, it's God, dude. Zoro, I make fun, dude, because as a Sanji fanboy, I'm always tussling with Zoro fans, but at the end of the day, I love Zoro too, and I acknowledge when he's got goated moments, and his fight with King is his best fight to date.
Yeah, 100%. And I'll acknowledge every single time Sanji has a major L.
Yeah.
It's
Zoro's
a
hottie, so we stand.
Moss here, yeah, I rock with it.
Yeah.
Wait, Cam. Who's your favorite Straw Hat? As someone who's pretty early on.
I'm on Skype here right now with Sour, and so.
I thought you were in Alabasta. Oh, you did say you were in Skype here. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I'd say respect.
Okay, that's okay. I respect it.
Did you like the live action? Have you seen the live action?
No, not yet. But Sour and I are gonna watch it together, and then we're gonna talk about it on Saturday. So, yeah.
Bro,
it was different.
Oh my god, I shouldn't get into this fucking topic, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I saw multiple tweets talking about how Emily Rudd wasn't busty enough. These motherfucking virgin fucking losers
so
fucking
awful.
Weren't we just talking about that, Sarron?
Emily Rudd is
so pretty.
Emily Rudd is fucking, she's hot. She's so hot.
The whole cast they're all beautiful.
I'm sorry, she looks like she looks like Nami. She's as pretty as I picture Nami to look like in real life.
That woman is gorgeous.
I don't care that she doesn't have a 95 bust.
Bro.
2 feet.
No.
2 feet.
They could have CGI'd maybe if they wanted to do it, but yeah.
Although she kind of got the last laugh because of the popularity, and then like after the viewership was skyrocketing, she did that one. I don't know if you guys saw it, but she had like a little like figure of like Nami with like huge boobs, and then she was like, I don't remember what the caption was. It was something. It seemed to be definitely targeting the people. Like it was definitely clear she had seen some of those tweets talking about she wasn't.
For sure has probably.
Yeah, and I thought that was really funny. I thought like that's funny. You got the last laugh. Like you fucking go, girl, man. Like,
I was so impressed by her performance as well because I thought she did a very good job in terms of her acting performance. It sucks that majority of the praise went to the actors like Luffy because of how well he was able to be that very.
I think that's part and parcel. I think that's part and parcel of like him being the main character, and I think Emily Rudd got like a comparable amount of like love from the other people besides for Iñaki and as Luffy.
I'm just talking about from what I saw from generally on social media. I saw more people glazing Usopp, more people glaze Usopp's actor, Luffy's actor, Zoro's.
Oh, really?
I didn't see anywhere near as much praise for Emily Rudd. I saw people's top 10. Like top 5 list for best actors on this series.
Well,
and she was
the best moment for me.
Well, it doesn't Zoro's actor have like a huge fan base, so like it's not too surprising that like
even though and he is literally the worst one of the main cast. So,
but he's so hot. But he's so hot.
But he's also like not the one that should have been casted for Zoro.
I don't care. He's so hot. I just want to look at him all day.
My problem is I don't love his voice, and I think a lot of the problems with it is that a lot of the writing for him, they kind of took a lot of Zoro's personality out of the character and made him a lot more straightforward of
crack any smiles like that.
I honestly probably shouldn't have deleted my One Piece review because I go into all of this. Exactly what you're saying, actually.
It's more, I still think it's less of an acting performance for me, but more so the writing, because the actor...
You know what? Base take, I actually completely
agree. Yeah, Sour said, I hate how for the live action I have close to no issues with the acting, just tons of issues with the directing. It's like you could tell they were told to behave in a slightly off manner. Yeah. More importantly, the camera work does zero favors to them most of the time. So because that was his
Zoro has a lot in the beginning of One Piece. He has quite a few gag scenes. He's also semi-silly, like Luffy is to a certain extent. It's just nowhere near as silly. They ripped that all away, I think, just to make Luffy the silly one, just to make him more unique.
Zoro compliments Luffy in the series to me.
Yeah, and he doesn't really do so as much in the live action. That's part of my issue. Whenever Zoro would smile in the live action, I'm like, yeah, if you could be that more often, that would be great. But you're not directed or written to do so.
Maybe it's because they haven't gotten far enough, but no, this is probably the reason. But I feel like Luffy and Zoro are like brothers. Like I feel that bond, like that they complement each other so damn well, especially in Wano. But that's way further. When they meet up again, it was so like wholesome.
I love that scene in Wano where Luffy gives him like a big fat hug.
Yeah, like they're both like smiling. It was just peak. But I feel like there's like no connect. He's like, I'll die for my captain or whatever he said in the live action. I'm like, would you really?
This is what I said.
It didn't hit very much because you barely saw them really interact that much with each other. He kind of just comes to that conclusion.
Yeah. So something I say in my review is there's a really funny dynamic between Luffy and Zoro, especially earlier on, which is that Zoro constantly tries to remain as stoic as possible and tries to maintain equilibrium with his mind and body, but Luffy constantly disturbs his equilibrium, and it's so much funnier because of it. And I point to a specific example, and I say a perfect example is one of my favorite like Luffy and Zoro funny moments is when like Zoro's like boasting and like talking all high and mighty, and then Luffy's like laughing, he's like putting a booger in Zoro's water, and Zoro being Zoro, you know, typically he would just like pour out the water and then be like, oh, go get me another. But because Luffy knows how to get under his skin, what does he do? He does something uncharacteristic of himself, and it just says, "No, you fucking drink it, bitch!" like fuck you. You put a booger in my water. Like Zoro would never do that if it weren't for like Luffy like having such like a intrinsic like I know how to get under this motherfucker's skin, right?
It's character interactions like that helps build their bond, and it's not in the live action as much because they did something very strange. The whole Garp thing. I'm fine with Garp showing up and seeing Luffy at the beginning of the live action, at the end of the series. He does not need to be there to trail him the entire time. It does not add tension.
Why was he Scottish?
I don't know. I don't know why he's white either. That also bothered me, but whatever. It does not add tension. It does not add any stakes. As soon as you find out that he is Luffy's grandfather, there is no stakes being added to the story. You know that he is not going to actually harm Luffy. They also gave Garp the conclusion that like now you're ready to go out for the sea. You've proved yourself. It's like Luffy proved himself by defeating Arlong. You do not need the Garp scene to be there.
More than that, I'm wondering, like, are they just going to rehash this idea when they get to Alabasta? Because this is essentially, they're literally just pulling back the role Crocodile has for Luffy early on in Alabasta, which is that like this is the might of the seas. This is what you're facing up against in the Grand Line, boy. And what is Garp doing? He's essentially doing the same thing Crocodile's supposed to do later in Alabasta. Like, this is what you're getting into, boy. Like, this is what you're up against. And, you know, just like in Alabasta, while Luffy is dismantled, and Garp shows him he could easily dismantle Luffy in this instance too, Luffy shows his unyielding tenacity by coming back for Crocodile, not just once, but twice. So this is all already supposed to be portrayed in Alabasta anyway.
Exactly.
Right?
So in the live action, you have Luffy learn how to be a better captain, and he learns what you're about to face. He learns both of those in one season. had they taken out most of the Garp scenes like Oda had suggested, he did not want these scenes. He didn't think they worked. But the live action team was like, we think it has tension. Can you budge on this? And he was like, fine, because Oda's a kind dude. He shouldn't have backed down on it.
No, Oda should have put his cock on the table.
He shouldn't have backed down on it, because what they could have done, if they were going to have Kobe, and Garp show up more in the series, they should have had kind of like this. This is what Kobe. He never actually meets Luffy, but you have Garp teaching Kobe, you have Garp teaching Himeppo, and Himeppo and Kobe is growing the bond, just like it is in the cover stories, while Luffy is on his journey as well, and you have them parallel each other, never having Kobe and Luffy actually end up meeting each other, but you know that they're going through semi-similar stuff. That would have been interesting to me. But they do these chase sequences when those scenes could have been completely removed and then had more interactions with Luffy, Zoro, Nami, with the crew, the stuff that actually matters to the story. So although I like the live action, I have quite a lot of issues with how it presents itself. It's not that it didn't have enough time, it didn't use a lot of its time very wisely.
Yeah, because again, that could have been diverted to, especially with Usopp's shafted arc, and then also Sanji's. Even more, I don't even think it's just because I'm a Sanji fan, but even more than Usopp, because at least like the foundational stuff in Usopp's arc is touched on. With Sanji's, the foundation of his arc in Baratier is only like
for the most part. It's crazy.
Say that again.
It's almost completely gone.
Almost complete. Like Sanji.
Oh, really?
Like, oh my god! Like the fact that he wasn't like they just don't understand how impactful Sanji seeing Luffy versus Don Krieg and Zoro versus Mihawk was to informing his role in the Straw Hats. The writers completely disregarded all of that.
The thing is, I think they actually do understand. I've seen Matt Owens on live streams talk about One Piece. He seems to have a very good grasp of it. It's just they also wanted to do All Along Park as well, and they also wanted to do the Garp stuff. But here's the problem: is like if they did actually understand, they actually would have, because the Sanji stuff, if they knew about it, they would know it's too integral to sacrifice for some fun Garp stuff that they really want to include into it. That's the issue I have with it, is because like I really don't think they know, because it is like I'm analysis brain, so I'm going to pick up on this like really acute stuff. It is, when you get down to it, it's pretty hard to tell exactly how integral. Sanji being able to see Zoro versus Mihawk, and Sanji being able to see, well, Luffy's is more explicit, but regardless, they've had their decision with Don Krieg. But I think it's a little bit more implicit with him getting to see the conclusion of Zoro versus Mihawk. Both the explicit and the implicit are completely shafted in favor of stuff like the Garp chase shit, which is just it's irritating. It's annoying.
Sorry, real quick, because I know they don't like One Piece on their podcast. And Hot Boy probably has to sleep. Sarron, have you seen Loki, the finale?
After watching Loki season 1, I do not want to watch Loki season 2. I think
I like talking One Piece on the podcast. So.
I think Loki season 1 was garbage.
My bad.
I thought Loki season 1 was garbage. I don't like it at all. I think it's
garbage. It might not be perfect, but it wasn't garbage. Come on.
I should maybe give it a rewatch, but I think I remember giving the series a 2. I don't like the series at all.
2 out of what? 10?
I saw one scene. I saw one scene on Twitter, Loki eating a cake and talking about the kind of guy he used to be, and I was like, yeah, this is kind of a cool scene. Kind of making me kind of want to watch Loki. I don't know if I ever will, but that's kind of cool.
If I do watch season 2, I'm going to rewatch season 1 and then hit the final scene, because. For more context. I don't like the show though, so I might not even watch it, but we'll see. I'm kind of like annoyed and frustrated with the MCU. I find majority of projects to be absolutely asinine with bottom tier quality writing.
Have you seen the Marvel?
No, but I'm sure it's just as bad as any other Marvel product these days. Multiverse of Madness is like a solid 2 out of 10. It's a fundamentally broken story. There's just not much to actually like. I can't get into any of it. Like characters, the plot. That's like what matters to me. The story, and they don't get it. They're like, no, the problem is our CGI. The problem is or poor schedules. No, the problem is your freaking writers. They suck. You're getting new guys that you can control very easily, because if they get actually talented writers, they'll know that they're not being treated very well, and they'll walk. That's why they get these inexperienced people. And then they have like freaking Michael Rodgren, who wrote Multiverse of Madness.
I can tell you've been wanting to get this off your chest for a while.
It's just so, I like Marvel. And it's just like, why do you guys suck? Ever since Endgame, which is an absolutely terrible film, it's been loss after loss after loss after loss, and it's finally catching up to them. Marvel's, they'll lose money on that film. They'll probably lose $100 million making that movie.
They already did. It flopped already.
Yep. That movie's gonna flop.
I think it's like the lowest opening in history for.
You want to know what? Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania lost $200 million at the box office. $200 million, because in order to make money, to make a profit off of these films, the film has to make 2.5 times its budget, because not all of the money actually goes to the companies. It also goes to the movie theaters. So it has to make 2.5 times its budget. So if it costs $200 million to make, it has to make $600 million. And to break even, it has to make around $500 million. If it only makes $300 million, it lost $200 million.
Yeah. Math, it's not mathing.
They lost $1 billion this year. Disney lost $1 billion this year. That is a record low for the company. So
I think their theme parks are the thing that's really keeping them decent somewhat.
And they just keep buying more stuff. It's like, guys, your films are doing terrible. And it's like, yet again, they're not learning anything, because they want, probably due to like the people who are like, hey, we need our money now. They're trying to get Deadpool 3 out by May of next year, and the film is only halfway done through its shooting. Which means if the film finishes shooting, give or take, January, that means that the post-production of the film, like the CGI artists, have only around 5 months to actually make the film look good before it actually has to come out. That is nowhere near the right amount of time. That endgame battle scene was in storyboard phase from 2015 until 2019, when it actually finished its post-production for that film. That's why it looks good. This stuff takes time, and they have absolutely terrible schedules. And it's like, what are y'all doing? Just stop making the amount of projects that you're making. Calm down. You're losing money. It's not worth it. And another thing that irritates me, did you see the Echo trailer?
Yeah, I saw it.
It's dark. It's mysterious. It's like edgy a little bit by Marvel standards, and everyone ate it up. They're like, oh my gosh, this is great, this is amazing, this is what we're waiting for. No, what you're really craving is good quality writing. You're not getting it, and you're blaming it on other stuff. So
that's probably true. In some ways I like the depth and complexity shit, but in a lot of ways, like, I'm just like super simple too. I think the Echo actress is pretty hot, so I'm gonna watch it because of that. That's pretty much it.
See, Mello's like me, like, ooh, he's pretty. They're pretty. I'm gonna watch.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. Just so like, it's just hard to like get into Marvel content, because it's just, I find it so irritating. And then same for Star Wars, man. I mean, I don't like that Ahsoka show. I know a lot of people do. Sosa likes it. I think Rain likes it. I think he watched it. I know Mello likes it. Yeah, I find it really bad. But I wanted to like it, because like after 2018, when I finished watching Rebels, I was like, oh my gosh, I want to see where Ahsoka's going. I want to see where her adventure takes her, just to find it out to be this. It's like, oh, okay. This isn't Ahsoka. This is Rebels Season 5. Just labeled Ahsoka. Why is the show live action? Those are like, I don't even, it doesn't actually matter that much, but I don't know why the show is live action. It really could have been animated. They take it, like what are you doing? Like, they pour so much money into the show that most people aren't even gonna watch because you're relying on people seeing 9 seasons worth of like 13 seasons worth of content that, sorry, majority of Star Wars fans didn't even watch. And they're basing their entire premise of the show. This is their next big thing. They're gonna pour so much money into it, which is for a show that most people don't even care about. It's like, why are you making these decisions? It should have been a small thing, a nice animated thing for the small fans that watch Clone Wars and watched Rebels. But those are like the lesser issues. I just don't like how Ahsoka's arc was executed. I don't like how Ahsoka and Sabine's relationship was handled within the show. I don't like that Ezra doesn't seem to really care about how Ahsoka got there, how Sabine...
Hey man, tell me how you really feel, man. Tell me.
Ezra, he sacrificed a lot of his life in order to actually do what he did. And yet, he seems to have very little questions about how Sabine got here, how Ahsoka got here, and that his entire sacrifice has kind of gone to waste. He doesn't seem to even really care, because he's back home. It's like, Ezra should care about this. He sacrificed years of his life for this. And it's like,
bro, listen. You're thinking too much about it, bro. Sabine is hot. That's all that matters. Okay.
And then, not only that, Ahsoka and Sabine, all Ahsoka does is cross her arms and say vague things that are meant to sound deep about the Force.
See, now I gotta get in here, bro. Now, see, you can't be doing that to Ahsoka, bro. Come on.
By the way, I like Ahsoka. Clone Wars Ahsoka. Who is this woman? Who is she? She's not my Ahsoka. She is a blank board. She is nothing. She is a nothing burger. I don't know why she was directed to be that way. I guess they're trying to make her like this very stoic figure, but she comes off as extremely boring to see on screen. I couldn't stand her.
Yeah, she's like damaged goods.
Yeah.
What she's supposed to be like happy-go-lucky? Like she's literally like a child soldier. She grew up in war. Her like master, who she idolized, turns out he was like Hitler. So, what do you want from the woman? Like,
I just want her to show any semblance of a personality. She was just extremely dull. That's it. I just don't really like that presentation, especially because what really has happened to her that much in between the end of Rebels and Season 4 into where she is now? Not a whole lot has been mentioned about that, so it's like, why is she so different in how she acts?
well, I think they presented it at the beginning, like she was going to train Sabine, but then Sabine got like her the Mandalorians got glassed, and Sabine wanted like revenge or something, and she didn't want to train like another Vader, right? And she was like kind of concerned that she would become Vader, because like Ahsoka's super emotional, right? Like she's very much so just like Anakin in some ways, and the reason why she's so like stoic, almost like wooden in her series is because she's like afraid of her own emotions, and that's like one of the themes of the series. It's like when he's like Balin, he's like you're gonna become your master, and like Thrawn says it as well, like what will you become? And you even see her with like the Sith eyes and like the World Between Worlds little series, little arc. So like that's kind of what's going on there. She has to like kind of come to terms with what Anakin did, but also what he became, and so on and so forth. I think it's an interesting take, but I can respect your opinion.
I think it's interesting. I like the concept. A lot of my problems with the show is fine ideas, poor execution. I don't really like how a lot of the stuff is presented, but I like the general ideas because I think Dave Filoni, he has good ideas for Star Wars. I just don't think how he executes those ideas is particularly all that good. Or like Balin, I thought he was interesting, but I found his character to be a little too vague and not really a whole lot for me to actually sink my teeth into.
Yeah, this fool Oodie took a shower. This dude's a menace.
Oh my gosh, I've been holding my pee. I don't.
Ew, why do you... What? Wait, are you peeing now?
Yes.
Oh, hell no. Bro,
Kamui pees on stream all the time.
What is wrong with you people?
Absolutely.
Sometimes you can hear the toilet flushing in the background. It's disgusting.
Bro.
Savages.
I asked you if you could hear it, and you guys always say no.
Not
because like...
The OST of life, not the flushing. That's crazy.
I can't hear the, trickle, but,
Well, I asked you if you could hear anything. You guys said no, so I assume you couldn't hear it.
I heard it one time. I heard it one time.
Jeez.
Only
and
one
I wasn't
time.
Gonna point,
well, that's pretty
and,
good.
and I wasn't going to point it out because, like, that's rude to do on stream. So.
Oh, absolutely, you should point it out. That you should absolutely be like, hey, did you flush the toilet? And I'll be like, yes.
Well, I think I had said, like, dude, are you peeing right now? You're like, yeah. And you could hear yourself echoing in the bathroom.
I remember that one time when I said I was going to the bathroom and I pretended I wasn't like still hooked up to my AirPods.
Yeah,
like,
you fucking asshole.
You just believe me. I'm like, dude, I've done this a million times.
I should have. Yeah, literally. You just wait. I'm just gonna.
Also,
send you
Oodie
a
said
nice
he was
little
done showering, so why is he still in the audience?
Because Oodie hates life, apparently.
Yeah, I was gonna switch the topic. He's talking about One Piece, then MCU, then Star Wars.
Yeah, Ood's not feeling good. Oh, he said Mello really just said that.
I don't know what Mello said.
Oh, was I not supposed to say that? My bad, bro.
Oh my lord.
No. He said this before you said that, so I don't know what you said.
Yeah.
That he's referring to.
I didn't even know how long I was holding it until I realized that I was holding it for a long
Men
time.
are savages. I'm sorry. Picking noses, farting, burping, peeing on stream. I'm sick of y'all.
Aren't those all things women do too?
Yes. Anyways.
Not on stream. I'm sorry.
We're not doing it on. Okay, Sarron, stop peeing with the face cam on. Okay.
I would like to clarify. When you said "Am I peeing now?" I meant like I'm going to go pee now, not I am peeing right now.
Oh. Okay. I thought you were like
you were currently peeing.
Yeah, I thought you were peeing like right.
No.
Okay. Clarification. Sarron was not peeing.
I
talking to us.
I was like, I got really distracted by like the entire conversation with Mello, and then this one Marvel rant that I completely. Sometimes I can get so sidetracked and so hyper focused that I forgot that like bodily functions are things that need to get done.
Is it like ADHD?
I don't think so.
Because sometimes when like people with ADHD can sometimes have like time blindness. Where like they forget to like go to the bathroom or like eat or like drink water, like my boss does that. So I have to remind her like, it's been a while. Like, have you eaten? Like,
remind your boss if she's peed. That's hilarious.
Go take a shit.
Like I'm like, do you need to like take a bathroom break?
Piss.
Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean it's literal time blindness. Like they literally lose track of time. It's wild.
It's a thing. That's why I can stream for like 19 hours and it feels like 3 hours.
Yeah. When like me, I'm always keeping track of time. Like I'm like always like very punctual. So yeah.
Oh god, I'm the opposite. Like whatever the opposite of punctual is to me.
So like when Kamui and Oodie are like, we're gonna stream in a little bit. Never in a little bit. It's like fucking 2-3 hours later.
Oh,
the only time I'm like that is if I'm dealing with somebody else. Like if I'm in a group, then I'll try my best to like not inconvenience them. But if it's just me, I'm fucked.
Oh no, they inconvenience me all the fucking time. Let me tell you.
No, Oodie's day, dude. It's all Oodie.
What? You're just saying that because you thought I wasn't here. This is absolute nonsense.
Has anyone seen that Boogie 2988 documentary?
I don't know what you're talking about.
That fool. Yes, anyways.
I was listening to the stream while in the shower. So the reason I was in the audience, which by the way, I never even went in the audience, so I guess someone moved me in the audience, I guess.
No, the screen, like you weren't showing your screen and then you moved to the audience, like.
I was never sharing my screen. What?
Yeah.
Well, technically, even now, it has
whatever.
like the loading symbol of you sharing
Yeah.
screen.
I'm not sharing my screen.
Well, then why is there loading? Why is there a loading?
I don't know. I'm literally not sharing my screen. Like I'm looking at the option to share my screen.
It says Ood. It says Ood.
Okay, well here I'll share my. Okay, so then I will share my screen then. Okay, so I'm now sharing my screen.
Okay, now it's
there. We go. Now undo
it. So it's just like a bug or like a.
And now I
little
turned it off.
Yeah, it was just a glitch.
So it's a you problem.
Well, to answer your question, Kamui, why I was still in the audience was because I didn't deadpan sprint, dripping wet from the shower, straight diving into my bed to get it back in the audience.
Not dedicated to this podcast, I see.
Mello, what was the point of that? What was the point of that?
Huh? What?
And I didn't get to see, you know, like I didn't get to see the faux stone. I didn't get to see the sink.
Did you just?
I didn't get to see the tile. I didn't get to see the accessible shower. I'm very disappointed.
And yes, Mello, the thing that was I not supposed to say that was in reference to the I'm showering thing. But no, you weren't not supposed to say it. I just thought it was funny that you did say it.
I thought it was very much so you, and wanted to share that with the world.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yo, Mello, I got a question. When you get your new PC and you're gonna stream anime on Twitch or something, what animes are you going to start with?
They gave me a whole list of stuff. No, not even zero. Fuck that. I'm taking that off my list. Half this stuff I can't even pronounce. But like I was on this podcast. We did a whole stream. They gave me a bunch of recommendations that I saved. So I'll probably kind of go down that list. But I'm trying to find it. Ergo Proxy. Okay, I'm watching.
That's such a good show, bro. It's so good. Yeah.
You probably recommended it to me, so yeah.
Wait, really?
Oh, I did? Oh man, I'm so great. Wow.
Ergo Proxy. Let me check my Crunchyroll.
It's very philosophical.
The fact he doesn't know if he's watched this whole anime.
What was that, Ood? I couldn't hear that. Speak up.
Oh, that's okay.
Erased.
What was that?
Series until the end.
It's talking about Erased.
Okay. When They Cry. I don't know if that's the actual name, but
isn't that like the Squidward song?
Steins Gate is pretty good. It can be kind of slow at the midpoint, but like it gets really fucking good. So yeah.
They're trying to recommend animes to you that are gonna get like no people to be interested in watching the stream. These aren't very popular animes.
Steins Gate isn't popular. Steins Gate is super popular.
I could probably watch like mainstream shonen or whatever. I don't know. I just kind of want to just watch.
Steins Gate is like up there.
I'm watching Solo Leveling for sure when that comes out.
Okay.
So I mean, it is like an older anime, but yeah, it's like super popular. My dog is about to bust in here.
I'm gonna finish watching Blue Lock, Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm gonna wrap up season 1 and then season 2. I'm gonna watch Cyberpunk Edge Runners, and I gotta finish Summertime Rendering because that was pretty good. Tengoku Daimakyo, whatever the fuck that is. I'm gonna watch that. I got a lot of stuff. I got a crap ton of stuff I want to watch. Like Bleach, I need to finish that. Probably not gonna watch One Piece. It's just I don't know where to start with One Piece. Like from the beginning, hell no. I don't know.
I get like with One Piece, I guess you just watch current episodes that release. That's about it.
I might have to start like the whole. Is it Egghead Island arc, or was that just a fan name?
Oh wait, you're not caught up on One Piece right now?
I am with the Jewelry Bonnie stuff.
Okay.
And the Kuma backstory stuff. That's what
okay, so you are caught up with the manga. Okay.
Yeah.
So you mean start the Egghead Island arc in the anime? Is that what you were talking about? Okay. Yeah. Egghead Island. One of the best arcs in the series so far. Easily best post-time skip arc in my opinion. It is quite good. Oda is cooking.
It's very fun.
Yeah.
Although I am pissed off about the power scaling for Luffy, but I don't like talk One Piece on their stream because I know they don't like One Piece.
My issue.
I like One Piece.
My issue with it is
we don't dislike it. We just haven't seen it.
I will say, Mello, at this point, I've almost given up on that because I even made a whole playlist just to upload the One Piece talks on instead of cutting it out. So there you go.
Okay.
My issue with it is more so like Luffy is so inconsistent with the characters are just very inconsistent on when they use Advanced Conquerors Hockey, when they aren't. Oda kind of does the Black Lightning thing for a lot, and it's very unclear when he's using it and when he isn't. So when he's like fighting Kizaru, he's not fighting at full power. At least it doesn't seem that way. But it's like, why aren't you? But it's also like Kizaru is not fighting at full power either because he's not really even engaged in the fight. He's kind of like this isn't his mission to fight Luffy. So it's kind of hard to gauge just how that fight is going.
I think Luffy right now, because he gets like these boosts to his base, like every arc, like his base just increases. I think Luffy shouldn't even need anything other than like maybe, if I'm being like super douchey to the admirals, gear 3rd at most. Gear 4th, like
that's
like at the most. Like he shouldn't even need gear 5 is what I'm saying. Like, gear 5 is just insane.
That is with Advanced Conquerors though, which Luffy doesn't seem to be using. Advanced Conquerors, which is the Black Lightning, it's the Conquerors Hockey, that's what makes him the level of a Yonko. Luffy doesn't seem to be using that. The only time where he's able to one-shot Kizaru is when he uses a combination of like the flames that he has, Advanced Conquerors Hockey, and Muscle simultaneously, and he's able to put Kizaru down. Because of course, Kizaru's not a tank like Kaido. Of course it's gonna put him down. But that is like it's the second strongest attack that Luffy's ever done in the entire series. So of course it put him down. But also, Kizaru isn't really trying that hard either.
He wasn't unconscious, like he wasn't like folded. Like he's still talking and like he probably get back up in like 5 minutes or something. I don't know. Yeah. It's frustrating because like Luffy's finished. He's cooked right now. So it's like I feel like all he needed was like G4 and that was it. Like with like Conquerors, like that should have been enough.
Using it though, and it's like, why aren't you? That's my issue. Like why?
And like the way Oda structures his fights, it's like a lot happens off panel. You don't get to see like the context, and then like there's always these like environmental damage Luffy's taking. Just let them have a head-to-head fight. You can do like this whole I need to protect like the escort mission type of thing. I'm fine with that, but it's super frustrating because like I don't even think he needed G5 against Rob Lucci. Like why did he use it? Like
I think Luffy just likes having fun, and Gear 5 is the most fun form for him to be using, so he uses it. But he
used Gear 4 against Kizaru.
Yeah, you're right. That is weird, isn't it? Yeah, that's weird. And he got absolutely annihilated because he's not using Advanced Conquerors Hockey.
It's dumb. It's just dumb writing.
It's dumb. But it's also like, how do you write a fight where Kizaru is not fully engaged in the fight, and having Luffy use Advanced Conquerors, he should win pretty easily in comparison to Kizaru, who's not really trying because he's trying to do something else. So Oda held back Luffy using Advanced Conquerors until the end of the battle, so he could have this forced conflict between Kizaru and Luffy.
I feel like stopping a Yonko, like a fledgling Yonko, would be enough motivation for. I mean, it is Kizaru. He's like hippy dippy, but I do feel like that should have been enough to get him going.
It's just not, because he doesn't even fully want to be here. Like, you have so many scenes where you have like quite a few scenes where like he's thinking about his past with Sentomaru and Vegapunk. He's doing stuff, although he calls himself a cog in the machine. If you're truly a cog in the machine and you're fully fine with what you are doing, why are you thinking about all this stuff that like all the sentimentalities that you have with these people? Obviously, the series seems to be contradicting what Kizaru said. He's not a fully cog in the machine. He doesn't fully want to be here. He said multiple times he doesn't even want to kill Vegapunk, but that's part of his job. So he said multiple times he doesn't want to fight Luffy. He's here to kill Vegapunk, even though he truly doesn't want to. So he's barely even into what's happening on the island. So it's not enough motivation to want to stop Luffy.
Yeah.
I hate that. Like, cause it just makes Luffy look less than, I guess. Cause
And
like
not
and like at the archipelago, like he was going at them. Like I was terrified of that dude. I was like, holy shit, this dude's gonna murder everybody. And now he's just, I don't know.
I feel like you should have known that this was going to happen as soon as they established that Kizaru was going to be nerfed as soon as he entered the battle. All the admirals consistently are always nerfed. They can never go all out, ever. Kizaru, as soon as he mentions this, oh, I can't destroy. I have to be very careful with what I do on this island because I don't want anything that we break. It's at a loss. So he's going to be trying his hardest not to break as much of the island as possible. So it's like,
what is his awakening? Like, just a giant solar flare? Like, I don't
know what his awakening would be, but you notice he has advanced armament hockey. He didn't use any hockey against Luffy.
And I think when Luffy kicked him in base, he blocked it with hockey. Or am I misremembering that? I don't know. Maybe I'm misremembering.
That's the only time where he used hockey. Other than that, he barely even used hockey.
Even like Gear 5, like awakened mythical zone, like this, like versus like just normal non-awakened Kizaru, like, and he's like he got put down like that in G5. I don't know, it just pisses me off sometimes. Like it's so inconsistent.
It irritates me because it's like this is meant to be their win, but I think that's the thing. Kizaru, it's not about getting the dub on Kizaru, it's about getting the dub on Saturn.
No. I disagree like firmly with this, because Kizaru's the one that kicked off everything. Like for like the Straw Hat's like downfall towards part 1. Like we gotta get our we gotta get our get back with that dude. Like Luffy should have just been like, I'm gonna drag you, bro, for what you like put us through. I don't know.
Yeah, but what I mean by that is that Saturn, and where we're heading, it's has stuff to do with Bonnie. It has stuff to do with Kuma. We're going to probably see Kuma come to Egghead Island, and then Bonnie and Kuma are going to witness Sun God Nika defeat Saturn, a celestial dragon, an oppressor, somebody who put them down so long, and they're going to see the liberation that they have been longing for so long of their lives. So that's going to be Luffy's dub. Kizaru will probably get taken down, or, which I think this is heading in this direction, Kizaru is going to betray this situation. He's going to do the opposite of what he's set here to do. He's probably going to do something else. Either that or he's going to fight Zoro and Sanji. Zoro with Advanced Conquerors Hockey and Sanji with his German Awakening. So it's like...
Fight them together? Or
yeah.
Solo?
A tag team, because neither one of them are strong enough to do them on their own.
Wait, did the Zoro-Lucci fight start? Is he even going to get past Lucci?
I mean, he should.
Should he?
Lucci seems to be very strong, so I don't know. Anyways, we just hijacked their stream. Sorry.
I'll be waiting for them to change the topic. They just don't.
Yeah, they didn't interject yet. So like, what?
Yeah, Oot's not feeling well, so I think he's gonna end the streams in a minute. He's like, yeah, not feeling good.
He's crying like a baby. I'm still down to watch the Sage's Rain video.
Kamui, don't be an asshole.
I forgot about the Sage's Rain video.
I did too. As soon as I started talking about a series,
I've been waiting. It's got it in the back of my mind this whole stream. I'm still raring to go, Oodie.
Like, I don't think you understand.
Yeah, but if Oodie's not,
I left to go drink water and I just spat it out. Like, I can't even drink water and I'm thirsty. Like, it's so bad. I feel so bad.
You have COVID?
It feels like a minimized version of when I did have it. Because, like, when I had it, I thought I was freaking having a heart attack. It's not that bad. But it's like, I feel like I have the same symptoms, just not as bad.
Yeah, you probably should in stream get some rest. Go see a doctor soon.
Yeah. Probably. I'm hoping I'll just feel better tomorrow. But yeah.
No, I doubt it. I think this is probably the starting point here to full rest tomorrow. So just buckle down and be prepared.
Oh, gosh.
Hopefully you have
maybe a little optimism, maybe.
No, look.
I'm saying you don't need to be optimistic like Naruto.
Look. I am a chronically ill person, so like, I know when sickness hits, like it's gonna hit you hard the next day. I'm just saying, especially when it hits you at night. That's when it like gets worse. Just
wow, thanks, Camcam.
Not always. There's been plenty of times I randomly got sick at night, woke up just fine. Oodie, I have faith.
Me too.
Okay.
Before I go though, I do want to say, I don't know. I don't think anybody here dislikes Sage's Reign, but I don't know. I feel like maybe I need to see more of his like content. But I'll like kind of reflect on what you guys were talking about as it relates to him. But I don't know. I would have been curious.
This is gonna be my first look at his videos.
I think
I saw like the Naruto video, which I thought was pretty good actually, and this video I just disagree with. But yeah.
Well, I think his script is average, but I think his delivery is awesome. Like I think he's a cool dude. Like I'd love to talk to him or whatever.
Oh wow.
I think it's cool too. I mean, based off what I heard, I don't know the guy, but yeah.
My tiredness just like caught up to me in like 4 seconds. Holy shit!
Yeah. All right.
Well, it's 3 a.m. Go, everybody, log off.
I was so fine, like literally 5 minutes ago, and then randomly I just crashed.
Wow, it's all Sarron's fault. All right. Well, I guess Sarron's not feeling well, so we're gonna end so Sarron can go to sleep.
Come on, dude. I haven't even started my last meal. I'm gonna be up for like 2 more hours editing.
I know. I'm running on 4 hours of sleep, and I'm like, let's go. But you know, it's not feeling well, so it's okay.
I literally woke up 3 hours. Something.
We had all that Attack on Titan talk.
We were gonna do that tonight anyway.
We're never gonna talk about it at this point.
Trippy, we miss you. Like, come on. Please answer our DMs, Trippy.
Wait,
come
Trippy's
back.
still a part of your
Back for the
podcast?
second time.
Somehow.
Yeah, it's just his schedule is hard.
Aren't I here more than Trippy?
I know.
Oh, you've definitely been here more than Trippy.
Yes.
Like in
Mello
total,
has
probably.
been here more than Trippy.
Like Mello's a constant reoccurring guest, and I'm like here. I've been here every time, almost for the past 2 months.
You guys have just hopped on like every single podcast for the last like 10.
You guys talk about the most random shit, so it's fun.
Yeah, it is. Anyways, I didn't know it was 3 o'clock. I thought it was 2. Anyways, I am extremely tired. For some reason, I lose track of time. I'm going to bed now. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Called time blindness.
Later, bro.
Google it.
Yeah.
I will not.
Oogle it. Yeah, go oogle it. Yeah.
Google it. Google it. Google it.
Well, have a good night, people. If you're gonna end stream,
Yeah.
enjoy your night.
99.
Oodie, be safe. Okay.
Good night,
Be healthy.
Mello.
Yeah.
Later.
All right. And good night. That's
Alright,
my
good
outro.
night.
Yeah.